Hey Sean, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright, Mr. Nangle. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. Well,
Lots happened.
I guess lots happened in a quite a. Well, when was the last time we did an actual episode?
Before you flew out.
Before we flew out, yes. Oh, so a lot has happened.
Yeah. It's quite a lot's happened for you, in particular.
So I went to prison. I joined the Taiwanese army. It was all very fun. Yeah, for anyone who cares, I went to Taiwan, got married. So yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Congratulations!
Yay! Gongxi, gongxi.
Gongxi gong. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Very happy for you. And
Aw.
and for anyone who cares, you should be as well. All three of you. It's gonna be the quietest clapping waiting room, like Evangelion, the original, but just with like one guy there, just a really weak like. Congratulations! Yeah, well done.
Well done.
Is
that the Zura? Yeah. Well done. Well done, Zura.
Yeah,
Well done.
he's a good boy.
He's a nice lad, isn't he?
But yeah.
So yeah, I got married. That was good fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beautiful Taiwanese woman.
To my lovely Taiwanese bride.
Made the rings and everything.
Happy. Yeah, made the rings. I mean, we made the rings. I mean, how it works is you go in, they give you a band of silver, you knock it round your ring size, so they measure your ring size, and then you knock it round a post so that it fits you. Then you saw off the excess,
Right.
weld it together, and then you hammer it so it looks pretty.
Yeah.
And I was saying at the end, I was saying to Sean at the end, you think you've done a really great job, and then the guy comes up to you and goes, "Oh yeah, well done," and then just takes it away from you and just fucking makes it good.
Yeah. What I was saying is like, that's not even your ring, mate. Like they just take it into the back and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's really good. Right, I'll just be back a moment." They just pop into the back, throw it on a pile of fucking huge pile of rings, like
the great
like
ring pile.
Ragnarok. Yeah, exactly. Fucking, there's just a huge ring pile of all these customers who come in. They just throw it in. They just grab a ring off a shelf. They're just like, there you go. And you're like, oh, it looks. Oh, it's not even the same color. What did you do? It's like, we did Smithy stuff. Whatever. Just fucking take it.
It's got a different name on it. And everything. Yeah. Go on. Fucking shut up. Let's do the chat. Let's do the chit chat.
Who is this?
With the payment, right?
Who is this Tony? It's close enough, mate. All right, just take the fucking ring. All right? Yeah, let's do the chat.
Look, don't speak English, all right? Just fuck off. you spoke perfect English up till now. Wow, me no English. Fuck off. Right. Yeah, and there's a big in the big ring room. There's a big dragon. There's a big lizard.
Of course, yeah. They keep it at bay.
Lies in all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they go in, they throw the rings on, and it goes, "Thank you."
Yeah, it's could you maybe make some out of like make them out of gold or pewter, something a bit more malleable so it like kind of melts a bit into a bed shape. No.
I come back like a week later. I'm like, "Hi, sorry, can I get my money back?" Like the ring is turning my skin yellow and blue.
I don't know what we.
That's classic.
Yeah, it's
classic silver, mate.
Yeah,
classic silver.
That's what it will do. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Can I speak to your manager in the back room? Don't go in the back room. There is no need. There is no need to see the dragon. The manager, who's a bit of a drag. We call him dragon because he drags on. You know, it's an in joke. We ringmakers take. Anyway, get the fuck out.
It's like it's like the metal seems to be hissing whenever it's too damp. You're fucking silver in it.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, the whole pustules bubbling on your skin, all the burning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that, mate. It's very normal.
Yeah.
In the ring game.
In the ring game.
Ring game, mate.
You've not played? Haven't you seen The Ring?
You knew what you were signing up for.
Haven't you played Elden Ring? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Anything with a ring in it, you know there's... Yeah. Anything with a ring in it, mate. It's always dangerous.
Exactly.
But yeah, so got married. You got married.
Yeah.
You got married. Been tootling around Taiwan. Visited Taipei. and that other place I've forgotten.
Kaohsiung and Taichung.
That's it.
Yilang and a few other places, but mostly Taipei. We're based in Taipei, so we've just been sort of just toiting around there a lot of the time.
And then just kind of keeping up on the editing jobs and stuff, right?
So Fiona gets a lot. Fiona gets a lot of work, like a stupid amount of work. So I basically skim the shit jobs off the top.
Look,
which is good though.
We're podcasters. We don't have real jobs. We're doing this.
So I'm a bit of at the moment. So it's good though, because like as much as I've enjoyed the holiday, I do crave just some sort of work.
Sure.
And it's just nice to have a bit of cash while I'm away as well, because technically I have a work visa, so I can actually work legally here and not have to lie to anyone, which is great.
Yeah.
It's been a good few months, and I will be back in the new year.
We'll be back to hit the sack.
Yeah, but before the new year, Sean, how was your 2022 leading up to it, leading up to the end of it?
It was a time. It's been okay. It's been fine. I don't know. It's hard to measure, isn't it? It's like when people are like, "This year was the worst year ever until next year." But there's like that measure of kind of evaluating a year, which is kind of it's difficult to go that rating. It's more about where you are as a person, how you're doing, kind of thing. Obviously lockdown was rough for everyone. So that's like an exception. But for me, like, all right, like been relatively. I did a couple of plays this year, which was good. The Deceiver back in. Was it February we actually did it, or was it January?
It was. I think it was late January going into February. I can't remember the exact, but I remember it. I remember it being very cold.
Oh god, yes.
It was fucking freezing.
Oh, it was wonderful. Everyone in the theatre was like going, because theatres normally was fucking boiling with all the lights and your fucking 16 layers of medieval woolen costumery. And, everyone was like, going, oh, God, it's so fucking cold. And I was just like, I know, it's great. It was the most comfortable performance I've ever had. I know, finally.
Yeah. You look up to like the lighting department, and they're all looking back like with a nice smile on their face, like, fuck yeah. We're gonna fucking it's t-shirt weather, boys.
Wearing shorts.
Gonna just chill out.
Saw someone wearing shorts just the other day. It was like, stop that now. Stop that.
Mate,
it gets to -2.
Saw someone wearing shorts in Taipei. Very deceiving. So I think what's happened, there's a few people so basically a lot of the Westerners have gone home. There's still quite a contingent, because we live right next to the university, so there's quite a contingency of Westerners. So there's a few people who have stayed, but what I've noticed is there's a new wave of Western men, because it's all usually Western men coming over to spend Christmas with their Taiwanese wives or girlfriends.
Their second wives, their secret Taiwanese wives.
They all look really ashamed of themselves. They're all wearing big trench coats
with trilbies. It's fucking Ralph Ineson.
Please just relax. Yeah,
it's all Ralph Ineson with Miko all over again. Miko, I can't do this anymore. I had to come back.
Miko, I will die here. I promise. This time I will. Oh, Ralph.
For anyone who cares, like, we have this in-joke, not even too sure where it came from, but Ralph Ineson has a secret family. He has a secret beautiful Japanese wife in Japan. That he's like just trying to balance the two, and he's so in love with her, but he's too honourable. He won't go. He's like, I will not abandon my family and son. I will not do this.
I will not betray them. I am a man of honour.
And that's why Miko loves him. That's why she loves him so. Just too honourable.
And every time he comes to Japan, he just speaks like the Green Knight.
Yeah.
He just speaks like him. And she's kind of sort of like, British men. And he's literally just reading out lines from the Green Knight. Off with your head. Oh, so poetic.
For whoever shall strike me down one blow. But just to quickly cap off, so did a couple of plays, did another one, what was it, Behind Locked Doors, which is a play about abuse over lockdown, so that was good fun. And that's where I met my girlfriend, actually. I know we've been dating, very happy. But
we nice one, mate.
Thanks.
Nice one.
Thanks, man.
Got it. Girlfriended, didn't you? You got girlfriended this year.
Yeah, I got girlfriended. You got girlfriended. The new rom-com with Aaron Taylor Johnson, I guess. What else is he up to?
He's done it again.
He's done it again. Fucking ghosted all over again. But yeah, and then between that, I was just doing summer jobs. I mean, we talked about this some in the production podcast, which we...
Yeah, we did, yeah. Just...
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of fell into a lot of... Well, yeah, for me, I don't know about you, but this year's lasted a long old time. I was sort of going through my photos, and I was like... Because, God, Lord of Misrule, when we worked with Ralph, was November last year, and that feels ages ago. That feels such a long time ago, but that was November last year.
Yeah.
And it's...
So much has happened.
Yeah, just lots of falling into work and, just...
Not falling into work,
busy,
earning
busy.
it. You know, people have been contacting you. You know, it's not
that's true, yeah.
Just walking by the street like, hey, you, do you know production? I do, actually. I'll just come in here.
I do. Luckily, I've got all my stationery and laptop available.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, but yeah, doing the production bits and bobs. I've started doing my game design course. Did we record this before? Yeah, we did. Did we? Did we record the last one before? I'm trying to remember if we've talked about it before.
I don't know. No. I actually can't remember. No.
Time is a flat, sir. It's all just wibbly wobbly time. Then just say, I'm just doing a game design course at Brew now. It's been going cool. It's been going good. Working on a group project. Got a personal project doing right now, so I need to look up a lot of kind of research for that later after this, because I'm trying to find like appropriate assets and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I won't go along in case we have talked about this before. But yeah, that's kind of been the rundown for me.
We'll have to do more games going forward.
Yes.
Now that you're doing game design. I think it's more. We've always talked about doing games on the channel, and I think it's very appropriate to do it now.
Yeah,
it's very. I mean, me and you bang about games a lot anyway. I was listening to Lighthouse the other day, and we talk about the Resident Evil Light engine for a huge.
Oh
chunk.
Shit! Of course. I wonder who started that conversation.
Can we just fucking talk about Leo for fucking 10 minutes? Right? Can we just talk about the redesign? Can we please just talk about the redesign on Leo?
Hashtag not my Leon.
Oh my god, Sean. So this is really random. Me and Fiona will watch it because they've got a bunch of like movie channels on the television that are in English,
right?
And they were playing the Resident animated movie
with
Leon.
Is that the one in the airport?
I don't know. He was in a basement with the worst Russian gangsters I've ever heard.
Might be that.
God, oh man, it was so bad.
Oh man. Perfect.
You've got. I'll try and send you a clip. I mean, it's like I always knew like the Resident Evil team and like Capcom in general were quite. I mean, they have a bit of a reputation about how they portray cultures.
Yes. That's a nice way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah, and oh wow, they give the Russians a really
fair balanced representation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the opposite of what I said.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's it's beautiful. I mean, I literally I would do an impression, but I can't. It's that risque.
Yeah.
I'll just look at a clip. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one. It's got Claire in it.
Yeah, it had Claire in it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I noticed as well that they'd actually dubbed it. They did the mouth syncing for the English. So it looked like they literally reanimated all the mouths for when they did the dub.
Oh God.
And I was like, this is way too much effort for a terrible piece of media. Like, I appreciate the dedication to try and make the lips look a bit better for the English dub, but I was like, oh mate, there's no need.
There's no need. Yeah, it's
no
guys,
need.
It's fine. It's it's a long and
I was going to say just for all like 200 people who will watch this outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I was one of them. What can I say? Like, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Like, I upgraded from one cringe to the other. Like, I was a big Sonic fan when I was younger. Then I was like, now I'm getting older. I need to get into something cool and mature, like Resident Evil.
Hey man, don't bash Sonic. Sonic's had a bit of a renaissance anyway.
He has had a Renaissance, hasn't he? It's he's doing. There's the Sonic Prime. I saw a clip actually of Sonic Prime literally yesterday of like Sonic versus Shadow, and I was like, wow, these are both like interesting enough characters. Wow, Shadow's not an edgelord anymore. He's just kind of like a pissed off big brother almost. It's I don't know. It's looking relatively promising. The only thing is, I don't think they have Mike Pollock playing Robotnik, which is just a crime.
Right. Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah. So he's gone.
Yeah. Frontiers came out that people relatively enjoyed. Not great, not terrible. Sonic has yet to have like a big hit proper. He hasn't had like a big release since Sonic 06, and we all know how that disaster ended.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a long time for Sonic.
I've been saying for years the whole like open world thing. I was like, he's perfect for an open world. I'm not even the biggest fan of that genre, but it's like moving around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Got to follow that rainbow. But it's like
gotta eat some chili dogs.
Gotta get some dogs of
quick on that shit.
dogs of Chile.
Dogs of Chile.
Say something, Sonic. Anything. Dogs of Chile. Chili dogs. Gotta go fast. Sometimes in life, gotta go slow. But
you gotta go slow, Miles. Oh, you called me Miles. Don't do that ever again, Sonic.
But yeah, no, and Frontiers come out. It's like, that's good for it, but it came out at the same time with Dad of Boy Ragnarok, so that was it was going to struggle anyway.
It was, and also me and you talked about it, but Sonic Frontier looks really drab.
Yeah,
and
the art design is.
It's like interesting enough world design, just very drab, and I've yet to see another biome. I'm not sure if there are other biomes, and it gets a bit different, but at the moment it just looks like that kind of Icelandic fjord kind of landscape, kind of Death Stranding-y, almost a little bit. Yeah.
Oh
wet.
God, fucking.
Oh God.
So back to the thing, what you were talking about earlier of us doing games on the channel, which for anyone who cares, I'm sure you might have seen some stuff of the forest and stuff with me and Matt Thomas. Which has been good fun. But over the years we've done, we played games together and all that, and we always found it's like, not out of egotism, but it's like, God, some of the things, like some of the situations we've encountered and the wacky hijinks that come out of it, it's a shame almost we haven't done it. But my God, Death Stranding was a fucking slog, and now they're making a sequel. The arrogance! A sequel? Why? This time, it's the parcels delivering to Sam. What are you going to build upon? The story?
Special delivery. It's me, Reedus. Be Norman.
Don't be Norman Reedus.
Why are you so serious? It's funny because last year I saw loads of adverts for Kojima Studios recruiting, and we genuinely got excited. We were like, oh wow, I wonder what he's going to be making next, because like, they didn't make a lot of money. But they got a bit. Death Stranding made a bit of an impact culturally.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what he's going to turn his head to this time. And he just walked into that boardroom and he was like, I hope you're all sat down. How about Sam Bridges? Porter Bridges. Sam Porter Bridges. Okay, yeah. But he's got grey hair. But he's old.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great idea. I mean, that's the thing, is like, old Sam. It's like, he looks the same, but his hair's like grey to blondie almost. But it's like, it looks like Norman Reedus. It looks like a guy who's in his 50s,
It's like he walked into a wig, like into a shop and bought a shit wig. It's got that texture. It's got that slate. It's got that plasticky texture.
Yeah.
I was watching the trailer again. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, to be fair, they haven't got hair down yet. Skin and hair, but hair in particular still haven't got it down.
But I know ashen hair suffers more than dark hair.
Right.
But, Geralt's hair looks pretty decent.
Yeah, but I think
he's got grey hair.
That's a kind of style thing as well, isn't it? The Witcher 3 still looks pretty good. Which they're doing like a new art design of The Witcher 3. They re-released it.
Are they?
Or they're re-releasing it with like an updated graphics. It's like, why? 3 still looks
Why
good.
would you do that?
Yeah, because now, honestly,
great.
Geralt looks weirder.
Did they add like shading to like his hair? Because I know what you're saying about the hair. There's like a lack of shading on his hair, so it will become slightly stylized.
Right.
It's quite colourful, isn't it? It's quite like blocky.
I'll show on the Discord.
I don't know.
So that's the original poster, right?
Yeah.
So that's
just loading. Oh yeah, his hair looks great.
Yeah, that's the original. That's what the cover is. I mean, we haven't seen the graphics yet of the new
Oh,
one.
that's ugly.
Right? It's like
A sin.
The colours, they've desaturated the colour. Because Witcher was always like quite a colourful colour palette. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
It just doesn't look right. I just don't think it was worth it. What was the point?
That sucks.
Yeah, right. That's the thing.
That's worse in every way. No, it's not just the color. It's like it's like someone redrew him.
Yeah.
And the face is off. Like the proportions of the face are off. They've added this really crap shading across the face and the hair, and it looks like I'm gonna say it looks a little bit DeviantArt-ish.
Someone had to say it. Oh, that's strong words from Tom Mangle there. Strong words. Oh dear.
Exactly.
But yeah, compare like The Witcher 3, which goes that kind of stylized look, the original.
Yeah.
Witcher 3, because again, nothing's allowed to just exist anymore. It's like The Witcher 3, the original Witcher 3, not The Witcher 3 2, or The Witcher 3 Squared as it's also known, the remastered, ultimate, re-released, redone, remake edition.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that kind of stylized, almost, it's hard to put a finger on it, but like realism with colour, a bit of style, so it kind of has that painterly look, you know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it still looks good. Meanwhile, Death Stranding looks like Death Stranding, you know?
It looks exactly the same. Death Stranding, like I mean, we've already said, Sean, we'll play it. We'll stream it on the channel.
The thing.
It will be hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. We'll play it because we'll be also like we'll corner the mark because we'll be the only ones fucking doing a let's play of Death Stranding. No one's touching that shit. We already did one. We're gonna have to go through 2 now. We're gonna have to do it.
Oh man, I want to get more mule lore.
The mule way. It's the mule way.
It's the mule. No, it's the mule way.
He dropped his package. No. You don't take it off the floor. You have to steal it from. Oh man, what a pile.
Way.
I mean, maybe it'll be good, but it won't. So you know.
Because it's already on a rocky foundation.
Exactly.
And it's Kojima doing it again, so it's not like someone else is coming in to revamp it.
No,
it's Kojima building off an already very shaky foundation.
Yeah, which doesn't tend to work. You know, a sequel tends to build upon its predecessor.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, what do you build upon with this? Like, does he deliver, barrels as well as boxes now? Like, how are you going to mix it up? What are you going to really add? And the story's going to be, I mean, the real thing for Death Stranding, the mainstay was the story, right? But the story was great. It was kind of dull and badly paced. The characters sucked, and they don't have Mads in this one. So, he was like
no
the
Daddy
best
Maddie anymore.
No Daddy Maddie, who was carrying the thing as the emotional core.
Literally.
And it's like, well, back to old man readers.
Old man readers.
Old man readers.
We just slow down a bit there, boys. No, Raiders, you've got to deliver this hamburger in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, God.
Then the president calls, Sam, don't forget to wrap up that burger tightly, otherwise the grease will get through to your clothes. Stating.
Couldn't help but noticing you're delivering a hamburger. Is that a Japanese hamburger or a Western hamburger? I think it's Japanese hamburger. Oh, cool.
Very good, very good. Make mine wagyu. I'm not taking orders. Well, good, goddamn.
I'm not taking orders. That's the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any more orders. I've taken as many as I can take.
It's either they missed a trick as well. They should have called it Death Stranding Prime next day delivery. Like really heighten the stakes. Where instead of like 20 minutes, you get 10.
Yeah, and they the tagline is if we don't deliver the apocalypse in under 20 minutes, you get yours free.
And Sam has to pee in bottles. He doesn't even have time to like unzip it.
Do you know why? Do you know why Sam is so old? It's because he's
Monster
been drinking
energy?
nothing but fucking Monster Energy. It's accelerated his DNA.
Yeah, it's literally accelerated DNA.
It's fucking stem cells and DNA are like shriveled, like fucking compact like a spring. It's just. Oh,
Kill me.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! I'm literally pissing away my youth in every piss.
Jesus.
I wonder what show he'll promote in this one, because I didn't see The Ride with Norm Reedus.
Wasn't it Ride Along?
Ride Along or The Ride, some generic motorbike. What was it called? Have you got it up?
I'm just checking now.
Norman Reedus motorbike shenanigans. Readers.
No, you're right. It's just Ride. My mistake. Ride. With Norman Reed.
Ride with Norman Reedus. I wonder what he'll be fucking.
The Walking Dead.
Plugging this year. What? Well, the walk.
Is that over?
That's one thing.
Or not?
Yeah, I was going to say we can add that to the 2022 list. The Walking Dead finally ended, and from what I can tell, from checking out their Instagram, because I was curious, from what I can tell, everyone is disappointed.
Wow.
Like, it's like no one was happy with the ending. Like, can you believe that after this many seasons, apparently they rushed it? They rushed the ending. That's what I've heard, and I genuinely cannot believe.
You do that?
It's like and also like they are like, isn't the guy who did the comics, like, he stopped drawing them like years ago?
Yeah, Robert Kirk.
Yeah.
Is he also behind it?
So like, it might be. I don't know. But yeah, they've just, they've not. It's not like they've been waiting. They've just been going at their own source material now for ages. So it's like, how do you rush? How? I mean, I think it just exposes that show for what it was. It was just like people drama and hijinks with a terrible zombie mechanic thrown in to kind of escalate stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And to hurry stuff along.
A lot of filming. Like,
every season has a different edgelord to vanquish.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's the thing. The Walking Dead went on for so long, but it also felt like it had ended at some point and carried it on. It was like, that show is Schrödinger's show. I don't know if it's actually on. You know what I mean? It's like, it seems to be both. Like, is it over?
It's like going? It's like the Mandela effect. It's like, I swear that show ended years ago. It's like, no, just this year. This year it ended. Eight seasons, I think. It clocked up eventually.
Okay.
And I think, spoiler alert, I mean, it's been out for like eight seasons, but I think Rick dies in season 5, right?
Right.
So it's been
no idea.
Yeah, it's been quite a long slog without Rick. Again, I haven't even finished. I got up to the governor getting his head cut off, and that was it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's one of those things that's where, like, I can just leave it now. I don't really need to know what happened. I might check out what happened to Rick later on, see if I can watch it for free.
Watch some fucking one of those YouTube shorts where they have that. What is that? It's on fucking every short. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Generic YouTube short sound clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Someone doing something badass. Or
It's
they
probably
equivocate to that.
Yeah, it's probably in like a fucking like socials package. Like essential socials download.
Yeah.
Make your TikToks buzz.
Make your TikToks buzz. Make them tick.
Make them tick.
We have more data to sell.
Make your TikToks tick. Fucking hell, sell yourself.
Oh man, yeah, Schrödinger's show.
Yeah. Right, shall we at least introduce what we're doing this episode?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So me and Sean wanted to record one last episode of 2022. We're not going to particularly follow a format, as you might have guessed.
Yep. When do we ever start these with a particular
When do
format?
we fucking ever? I tell you what, those shorts we did, they were quite snappy, weren't they?
They were, surprisingly.
Yeah, because...
I mean, it's funny. The more we like something, the less we have to say, apparently, because the Green Knight is like over an hour of laceration.
I know. Oh, I love it. I listened to that the other day, and I was having a lot of fun listening to that episode.
Yeah, just gotta hope we never work with that director. He will not be impressed.
God, yeah. David Lowery, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, we wanted to do a very quick rundown of kind of like top things of 2022.
Yeah.
But this list won't necessarily be restricted to 2022. There's a few just wanted to sort of like a few shout outs of things that we consumed this year. So there'll be some stuff from like a few years ago. But we've also done a top 5 of sort of media that we've consumed in 2022 exclusively. The worst things.
The meh.
The meh. We've got the meh
honourable
section.
Yeah, then honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions, and and then I don't know if you've done it, but I
didn't see.
I've attempted to do a little an Oscar. To be fair, the Oscars aren't until what, February, March.
Yeah, we might have to. We could go into that, but we might have to follow up. Only I didn't see the bit you'd sent about the Oscars. I only saw for some reason when I looked at the message yesterday, I saw like the top bits, and I missed the Oscar bits. I scrolled through.
I mean, I think to be honest, I have no real desire to talk about the Oscars.
Okay, we can always touch on it, But yeah, I was desperately before we started this. I was desperately trying to look up like the nominations, which is surprisingly hard to find a proper
it is.
Like collated list, if that's the right term. But I was just like trying to go through. I was like, Brendan Fraser, The Whale, other people. I don't know. Tom Cruise, Maverick.
Dogs of Chile.
Is that a thing?
Let's talk about the Oscars near the time then. Let's do a little prediction one near the time, and let's just stick to 2022 and its gloriousness. I will say, going through this list, it's not like a year that blew me away in terms of stuff that came out. I won't lie. I won't lie. I've been more impressed with the anime that came out than films. Such a fucking weeb.
Yeah.
The anime was top tier this year.
The anime had all the waifu. We got to do a waifu chart.
We got best girl, best boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutest kawaii-san.
Most kawaii moment.
Yeah. most kawaii of 2022. Oh dear.
Anime. It's funny. I was doing the top 5 list. I've got to say, like, I like these. I do like these films a lot, but they're not like these aren't sort of breaking into my top 10.
Sure.
So, I mean, what do you want to start with then? Do you want to start with the bad first and end with the good?
Well, is that as entertaining, mate? Do you not?
That's true.
No, it's funny actually. I'm not sure actually which way to go either. Should we just maybe let's get the good out the way. That would be the ones I think anyone like casually listening would be interested on, then all the bad, the meh or the bad, like probably less likely. So if we like front load the better stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good.
Or do you want to take it away with your top 5 films and games? Oh, sorry. Everything all right?
Yeah. So shall I just go through them? Shall I just blurt them all out, or should we do a countdown, talk about each one?
Maybe blurt them all out and then go back, and then I do the same. So like give lists and then break it down, kind of thing.
Sure. Okay.
We're very organised as podcasters, as you can tell. Like, we really plan this shit out.
Might cut this bit out. Maybe.
No. This is the deep lore people want.
No, this is gold.
This is how we make our merchandise, mate.
Gold.
This would be the thing, Like, should we go first, or maybe I don't know, just like a T-shirt with a long exchange of doubt.
Put that on a really bad cork coaster.
Yes, that's going to be the. I don't think I ever mentioned it on the podcast. Actually, we spoke about it, but that was the whole thing. Where Tom was talking about merch. Just like, but maybe someday if we're lucky enough, we're privileged enough to get to that point, we could make merch. And I was like, I fucking hate merch. I want to make intentionally terrible fucking merch, like the worst kind, and I want it to all be 90s stuff, so like I want like for anyone who cares, silly straws, like the glasses that are straws. I want pogs for anyone who cares. Pogs. No one knows what they are. Even people from the 90s don't remember that.
We said we'll do top trumps.
Was it top trumps? Which that would actually be good.
Questions.
Yeah,
that would actually be dynamite.
Based off the weird lore, like Ralph Ineson obviously being like one of the most powerful cards in the deck.
Yeah,
no question.
Cards, and it's like love for Yoko 10.
Yeah, like Daddy Maddie, not Mads Mikkelsen, Daddy Maddie.
Number of tea bags too.
Yeah. Sell that shit. Sell some, like you say, like terrible cork coasters. You know.
Yeah.
Do really phone in design. And the thing is, and we'll only release like 8 of everything, so we're always sold out. So that's the thing. Our store looks super in demand because we don't make
exclusivity. Yeah, and that's the thing. We'll sell them for dirt cheap, and they'll resell for fucking like thousands if this ever gets popular.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
if you anyone who buys
our
our stuff, feel free to just sell it again at like 3 times the price.
Make money.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It will amuse us. Please do.
It will amuse us.
It will amuse us.
I won't lie, I will get a little bit pissed off that people are making thousands of pounds.
That's fair. You have to at least become a patron if that's the case.
Yeah.
You have to at least be a top subscriber.
Yeah, you have to at least contribute to me and Sean's bills.
You got to reinvest in the stock value.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure we'll make some good stuff too, but I actually think the shit stuff is going to be what sells. I really do. Everyone's got a t-shirt.
Really bad stuff.
Who has silly straws, mate?
Silly straws. Oh, mate.
Pogs.
And we could make them a certain colour so that like a message turns up when you drink through them. And so it just goes like, for anyone who cares, and it goes around the eyes, you know, as the milk tea goes through the straw.
It only reacts to milk tea specifically as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Only milk tea.
On the box, like, please only drink milk. This has only been designed to drink milk tea.
Yeah, this very relative, well, not super niche, but still relatively niche.
Yeah.
You know, in the global market of drinks and beverages.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are our
merch.
That's our merch ambition. So watch this space. Exciting things are not coming down the line, but junk is.
No, never. But really poor junk. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, Sean, how about we make a really lovely t-shirt? No.
No. I want it badly fitted. I want it. Yeah. I want it like I want Primark levels of like a cut. You know what I mean? Like I want the cheapest, most unethical materials sourced. We're going full hog.
The CO2 label on this is extortionate.
That's I want to show how many like grams or kilos of CO2 each t-shirt costs on its label.
Speaking of which, I ordered a international license from America, and it has made, I'm not even joking, to this day it's made 11 plane journeys. I don't know what's happened. I think they fucked up.
What?
So far
that card has flown more than you have in your life.
No, seriously, it's flown all over America. It started off in LA. Flew to Seattle, then went to Vancouver in Canada, the other side. So it keeps going back and forth over the country. Then over to Canada. Then it went to South Korea, and I thought, okay, that's more like it. We're in my sort of area
closer
now.
It's closer.
Yeah. Then went to Osaka. I was like, hello. Here we go. Close.
Margin was
surely then it went back to America. Back to America.
What the fuck?
For another 5 flights or something. It was ridiculous.
Jesus Christ!
It's still in America, and I'm going to obviously get a full refund because I paid extra for express delivery. But I'm in my complaint email. I'm going to calculate. I've decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to calculate how many grams of carbon dioxide have been used to get my fucking piece of paper to me.
Yeah, not even to you yet, just to get it back to where it was.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I'm actually going to put the words "you should be fucking ashamed of yourself" in the email.
Probably.
because
I think that's deserved.
You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
The world's on fire and you're flying a card around it. What the fuck is going on?
Make way for the card. Is that Tom's international license coming in? Fucking.
Jesus.
Prime Minister of Japan's at the airport to bless it.
Miko's there in the background. Like, is Ralph with you? No.
Send it back. Send it back to America. It's not ready yet.
It's not ready.
It's not ready. It doesn't feel right, you know.
There's not quite enough carbon footprint generated yet.
No, I want this card to be black with the carbon.
Yeah. I want Bezos levels of carbon output on this card, all right? Fucking do it.
I checked the map and it's like fucking in low orbit.
It's gone up in a Tesla. Musk is just fucking with you.
Up to the ISS, so they were looking at it like, what the fuck is this? It's Tom Angle's international license. It doesn't fly in space.
We got to do a stratospheric jump. Get it to him. Oh dear. Right, sorry, I completely took us off track there. Do you remember half an hour ago when we said let's get on with the list?
That's classic format now.
That's classic for anyone who cares.
Get nearly to the point and then just.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll do my top 5 films
Uh-huh.
of the year, and then I'll do my top 5 games of the year.
Okay. I thought it was a mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can mix them up. I wanted to do top 5 films just because these 5 films I like a lot. So wanted to kind of give them their own section. So number 5, I've got Turning Red by Disney.
Oh yes.
Number 4, I've got Drive My Car, Japanese film. Very good. Number 3, I've got Licorice Pizza. Number 2, I've got Belle, and number 1, I've got Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That was interesting.
And that is in order for me.
I was thinking, I was like, is Belle going to take it, or is Everything Everywhere All at Once going to take it?
Yeah, I think my heart says Belle, but my sort of heart and mind say Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think Everywhere All at Once is a better film than Belle. I mean, we've talked a lot about Belle. I mean, we will do an episode on Belle in New Year.
Yeah,
for sure. We'll definitely do that because we both agree like the ending is a bit tacked on, and it deals with an incredibly serious subject matter in a very wish-washy way, which is a little bit criminal. But
it's a little bit inappropriate. But it's also got an amazing, beautiful story about loss. About identity, and really, I think what I've always thought about Belle is that if it was literally just a film, just about her coming to terms with her mum's death and her identity, I think this would be my favorite film of the year, and definitely one of my favorite films ever, because. As I can kind of like see why they've added this kind of like this young boy's in danger, but like for me, I just want to get back to the Belle stuff, and I was even saying to you like I could even just watch a whole film about the girl Mika, is it Mika-san? I could just watch a film about her. I don't even have to go into the fucking the internet verse wherever they go to. I mean, it's obviously very cool. Oh,
but like,
was it You or something?
You, when they go into You. I mean, I just love the scenes with her in the real world. Like, I think it's so beautiful and so well paced. For an anime, it's got incredible cinematography as well. It's very well storyboarded, very well put together. The shots are just so beautiful and still. There's loads of like cutaways, like still cutaways to just little like details around the buildings. Just so much detail. But that's why Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of tops it for me, is because Everything Everywhere All at Once, it kind of sticks the landing a bit better, and it's better. It's as an overall film, it mainly sticks to one plot, one theme, and does it very, very well. Even though it's very complicated, it's essentially talking just about, motherhood and there's a bit more than just motherhood. It's all about kind of like regrets and like your past, isn't it? And like what could have been. But for me, I just think it does it a little bit. A little bit better?
Yeah. Is it that complicated?
Everything? No. That's what I mean. It's not. That's what I mean. It's wrapped up in a kind of convoluted package, like the whole multiverse. But it's a very, very simple story, and it does it well. That's why I think Everything did it more for me, because at the core of it, it's a very simple story, and it ends up focusing more on that core element better, whereas Belle kind of flips kind of at the end, which is a bit unfortunate. Saying that though, Belle makes me cry like a baby every time.
Yeah, it's a very evocative film.
And it's got just beautiful music, like incredible music.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Have you seen any of the other ones I mentioned before we dive more into Belle and Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Sorry, run them by me again.
So Turning Red.
Yeah.
Drive My Car.
Yep. And
Licorice Pizza.
No, I haven't seen those 3 films. Fortunately.
Okay. Well.
Do you want to give your thoughts? Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, sure. No, it's all right.
Off much here.
Yeah, Turning Red is just about a girl coming into adulthood. It's very well. It was a big surprise for me. I really didn't think it was going to be good, but it's very, very, very charming. Very good soundtrack. Very well voice acted, and way more heartfelt than I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be a quirky movie about a period metaphor, but it's way more about. I think particularly growing up in an Asian household and trying to break the cycle of controlling your child, because that's a very prominent thing in Asian households, kind of like wanting what's best for your child but being a little bit overbearing. I mean, I'm going off what Fiona's told me about her experience, and she's like, it captures that very well, and it's kind of, the film ends up being more about breaking that cycle of judgment, and all the kind of matriarch of the whole family kind of letting go of needing to save face and to, you know, kind of appear good on the outside to the outside world and to be prim and proper, kind of relinquishing that kind of obsession.
There's a lot of motherhood going on with these 3, isn't there? There's a lot of a lot of mother-daughter things going on, all 3 of them finally.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Drive My Car is kind of fatherhood, I guess. It's about to quickly summarise the plot for Drive My Car, it's about there's a couple in Japan. There's a man and a woman. The woman is a very famous playwright. She's very, very good. He's a very good writer. And the wife has these kind of elaborate fever dreams that he records and turns into plays, and these plays have been a massive hit. They're quite big,
right?
They're quite famous, and it's kind of, because I really don't want. I would love for you to watch this film. I think it's really good, particularly because it's about theatre. A lot of it's about theatre, and so I will not go any further because there's a few twists and turns in it. But essentially, it ends up boiling down to this kind of relationship between the writer, and he ends up getting a chauffeur, a driver, who's this sort of young woman, this sort of young outcast woman who's very kind of rough around the edges, and it becomes a very a really nice kind of film about, he kind of becomes a bit of a father and she's kind of longing for a father figure. Again, I won't say any more because there's a lot of twists and turns that happen.
Okay.
But very, 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 very good film. Licorice Pizza is by Paul Thomas Anderson, and really enjoyed it. I mean, it's very hard to even give a plot on this because it's a bit of a no film. It's one of those. It's a bit like Goodfellas, you know, where it's like there's kind of a plot, but it's very loose and it's kind of just free throwing. And Licorice Pizza is it's just about kind of summer love. It's kind of, it's just about kind of youth and this hazy summer that they have, and it's kind of about this young man turning into an adult and this young girl figuring out what she wants as she's kind of reaching sexual maturity, and he is a bit younger than her, so he's a bit behind, but he's a bit of a go-getter. He's a bit of a lad, Jack the Lad, and
he's a bit of a Jack the Lad.
And it's one of those films that really grew on me. It's like beautifully shot. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. It's just a lovely bunch of like an ensemble of scenes.
Right.
That kind of at the end kind of come together for a point, for a message and for a meaning, but really that's not that important. It's just kind of like the journey you take with these characters and their development. And it's one of those films where it ended. It was a little bit like Minari at the end, you know, where you finish and it's like, oh man, that was, you know, I could just kept watching that. It's just like look into people's lives.
A slice of life.
Slice of life, exactly. And fair play for Thomas Anderson doing that, because, you know, he's got quite a repertoire now of films that he's done, but this is a very different kind of film.
That's cool. I like when direct. Try different things. Like, it means they're not always going to hit, but it's rather that than I mean, Wes Anderson is good, but it's like sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. I guess when it's funny as well because like Fantastic Mr. Fox came out, and I love that film, but it's like then Isle of Dogs came out, and it's like the shock factor of it being animated isn't there anymore because I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox. Kind of thing. The novelty, and it's just another Wes Anderson animated film. It's very, very pretty.
Mr. Fox. Yes, it is.
Yeah, same. I prefer Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox is great. Yeah, I love that film.
That's a good film.
I have a lot of time for that film. Isle of Dogs is a bit. Yeah, Isle of Dogs for me is a little bit too off-kiltered. It gets a bit
I think I know what you mean.
Wish-washy.
Yeah, like you said, that wishy-washy kind of thing of like, it doesn't feel as strong, cohesive. I guess there's like propaganda with cats and dogs, but there's also the dog's journey, and that's fine. You can interlace the two. There's nothing wrong with that. There's like the character plot and the main plot, but there's just something about it that doesn't quite hit. And it's a little long for what it is. And Mr. Fox has all these like cool little cutaways and little musical numbers randomly. And I don't know, the strange zaniness of it hits much harder. So I Love Dogs feels a bit more self-serious.
Yes.
Which isn't a problem for animation, but it doesn't really hit for me that much there. But basically, it's lacking the same kind of charm. It's just not as charming. Yeah. I guess Mr. Fox is just like the character, charming as fuck, Mr. Fox. But Isle of Dogs not quite the same. Your central character, I think, is the big one, like the dog himself. We all love Bryan Cranston, but your like cast of characters, I think that's it. The cast of characters just aren't quite as appealing, quite as interesting.
Yeah, totally agree with that. It's like first, like Bryan Cranston's character, like you said, we love him. It's not exactly the most engaging character though. It's a bit just like whatever,
stoic.
It's very too stoic.
Yeah,
too stoic. And the problem is that everyone's a bit distant and stoic in that film. So there's no zaniness to balance it out. There's no classic Disney duo, which like rapping duo to kind of like make it.
Oh God, we gotta get a rap duo in for the kids.
Yeah, it's Renaissance Disney's. Where are the two token black rappers to zane things up again? Yeah, for fuck's sake. Oh God.
Was that everything on the? No, that we're missing one. Licorice Pizza, Drive a Car.
And then there's Belle and Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's everything. Do you want to delve into Belle and Everything Everywhere All at Once? I mean, we talked a bit about Belle. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I guess then. Just because we got like, to be fair, there's like quite a lot to get into, but we'll do proper ones probably on Belle and Everything Everywhere. But it was you put it best when you said Everything Everywhere All at Once is a triumph of a film.
Yeah,
an absolute triumph. Like a little film like that comes out, does really well for itself. I think it made it a third of its budget at least back. So it's a success, not an absolute smash hit, but a success. And it had some stiff competition with Top Gun Maverick coming out at the same or around the same time, I want to say.
Yeah, kind of like around the same time-ish, wasn't it? It was a bit before it.
Right.
But then
it's definitely the indie darling of the year. Even though it's probably too big to be counted as an indie, but...
okay, so... sorry, I just wanted to quickly talk about... Sorry. Just because they've updated their money, the box office for it.
Okay.
So it was a $25 million production, and it made $103 million.
Holy shit, okay, that's way bigger.
So it did very well.
Yeah, wow.
Which is great.
That is great. Yeah, thank God.
Fucking right. Right.
And that's how you do a multiverse film, not like the other multiverse film this year, which we'll get to that. We will. Because that's on my list.
It's funny. Me and Sean submitted our lists before the episode so that we know what we're talking about. And for the bad section, I put Moonfall, and then number 2, I refuse to watch the others. I've just heard such terrible things about all of them, particularly multiverse film number 2. Which we'll go into later. I just like what you've told me about it and what I've read. It just sounds like an absolute fucking bore snooze fest. And
that's the thing. Bad. I can't say it's like the worst film ever. It's not on that level, but my God, it's it's not good. It's kind of crap, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was struggling to think of like in the worst, but I forgot about that one. I was like, oh, I forgot it. That's how good it was.
But yeah, everywhere. Everything, everywhere, all at once is. Yeah, as you said, like proper triumph. You know, the directors are the guys who did Swiss Army Man, Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan. Daniel Kwan is like the main writer on this, as you might have tell, like it's very heavily influenced by his sort of his upbringing in an immigrant family.
Right.
And yeah, just such a little triumph of a film. Small budget. A very
one location, basically.
Yeah, this is it. That's what I was going to say. Like the reason I think Sean think it's such a triumph is because it just utilizes everything so well, and like, you know, one location, like office building, and they just the art department go in and turn it into a million worlds. You know, is it Michelle Yeoh? Michelle Yeoh,
Jamie Lee Curtis, short rounds, fucking short rounds in this.
Short round,
adult short round. He's fucking great.
Fucking back.
He's the fucking heart of the film, man.
Mate, he is fucking short round. I cry every time. Every time. You know, the message. Yeah, the message in this film as well is just really, really beautiful. And again, it kind of hones in on that simplicity, that kind of homemade feel. Yeah. Where, you know, everyone's powers are a bit crap. You know, you've got to like do these weird things to get very obscure powers, like sit on a dildo or cut your hand with a piece of paper, or, you know, start singing opera, and it's got that very homemade feel about it. But then somehow manages to really bring these really, just really emotional and hard-hitting scenes, particularly with Short Round. Fucking Ki Hu Kwan, is that his name?
Let me double check, because I should know his name. Ke Hu Kwan,
Ke Hu Kwan, and
Jonathan Ke Kwan, I think.
Ke Kwan, and there's just a bit in it where he's like, I refuse to fight people with violence. I'm gonna fight people with love. Yeah. Sounds really wishy-washy when we say it, but no, fucking hell, God. I watched it again recently, actually. It was on HBO, and my dad was over in Taiwan as well, and we both watched it. And we were both like flooding in tears. Aww. It's just so. It's just fucking brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Do you have anything to say about it? Sorry, I've kind of.
No, not really. Again, like this is one we'll break into proper, but I think.
Definitely.
I think just to try and keep it a bit shorter and sweeter, but I think you kind of you've said most of what needed to be said. Like absolute triumph. Such well utilized. Film, like they don't, very. I won't say it's like a lean film, but it's like there is nothing wasted in it. Every scene matters. They all add to something, and it's a great story about love, and we have to love each other. We have to be kind. That's Ke Hu Kwan's kind of like big kind of speech. Everybody's like, please just be kind. We must be kind, even to those that don't know or give kindness, kind of thing. And it's like it's a great message of love triumphing over all, and kind of, you know what it is, it did Interstellar's kind of concept for me better than Interstellar did, of like love reaching across all time, space, where and place.
That's a great way of putting it.
They're both thanks. They're both trying to they're both doing something a bit different, so they're both having a bit of a different take. But Interstellar, because it's Christopher Nolan, tries to make it like a science, and this is much more of an emotional resonance core. But it's so wonderfully done. Jamie Lee Curtis fucking dominates the scene she's in as well, and
she's so fucking good. She's so fucking good.
Fucking great in it. What's the other guy as well? The guy who's like Mr.
Mr.
the duck.
He's in
the duck in Is it Mr. Noodles? Is that his name, Mr. Noodles?
It's
James Hong.
Hold on,
James Hong. He's fucking great in it. 93 years old, that man. So he must have filmed this when he was like 91. It is fucking. I don't want to say like. And again, the film is constantly surprising you. It thinks you can raise the stakes. Great things have set up. Like I won't give away too much, but there's a thing with a fanny pack becoming essentially a Morning Star flail nunchuck thing, and then they do a riff on that later that you just don't see coming. You know, but they escalate it again. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
Again, it's hard to talk about it without we will go into it properly because there's so much to talk about, so much to break down, and also for spoilers' sake as well. Don't want that to go awry for anyone because we don't want to do really too many spoiler heavy things here. But lovely film,
wonderful film, multiverse done right. With really, really, really scary stakes, like scary stakes. What I like about it, it's like it's proper, like very chilling stakes with a very good villain and a very good lead, and every department absolutely.
Smashing it, absolutely, because it's like Michelle Yeoh most of the time is just like a fucking a laundrette lady, like, and she's got this like kind of drab outfit on. And then there's others where she's appearing in a fucking gorgeous ball gown, Ki Hu Kwan is like there with a fucking bitchin' suit, like nothing wasted, and then of course Well, again, I don't want to say, but
No. I know what you mean. The main.
Exactly.
He's got a fantastic entourage of makeup and costume. Like it's just it's a show. It's a proper showcase of talent from start to finish. Incredible writing, incredible acting, and every other department just knocking it out of the park.
Everyone brought their A game. Yeah, I think. Sorry.
No, carry on. I'm done, sorry.
Well, I think what you just said just now is the perfect summation. It was a wonderful film. It was full of wonder. There were wondrous things happening. It was wonderfully done. It leaves you with a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful film. I think that's... I think you hit the nail on the head there. But
I really hope. Fucking go see it. I really hope it wins the Oscar. I have a feeling. Maverick. I have a feeling Maverick might take it because from what I've heard, that's also a technical powerhouse in terms of
fucking
filmmaking. I haven't seen it, but people have said it's an absolute game changer in terms of how you film an action film, which is fantastic. I guess we've had in terms of film. I know it's kind of been late in the day, but late in the year, we've had some very, very, very strong films.
Yeah, it's been a good year for media. Some good games as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about music, but
I've only noted two things about music, but
one of them,
But we'll go into that later. That's in my honourable mentions.
Nice.
Do you want to go through your top 5? Because I will just add on. I'll just add on because I've got my top 5 games, so I'll just add on if there's any games that I want to chuck in. But you do your top 5,
So my top 5 media, mainly film, shows, and games. We've got Elden Ring, big surprise.
Nice.
Dad of Boy, Ragnarok, God of War, Ragnarok. Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Sandman, and Stray, actually.
Yeah.
This has been the kind of selection of general media. I kept it a bit looser and less specific. But that's kind of the top 5 for me. Obviously, we've already touched on Everything Everywhere, so we won't go into that again.
Yeah.
But
how was Sandman? I've not seen Sandman, so
the Sandman was pretty damn good. I mean, it's got some weaknesses in it, but it's really cool that they've made something a bit different, a little bit more original. I know it's based off a pre-existing graphic novel written by Neil Gaiman, but it was nice to see doing something interesting with a budget and kind of fantastical sets and costume and this kind of stuff that wasn't Marvel or Star Wars or superhero themed. Still superhuman in some ways, but it has some of the 3 best episodes of television I've seen in a long time, where it's these 3 one-offers. There's one with death, there's one with an immortal man, and then there's one with set in a diner. It's all just set in one location, pretty much. I think it changes slightly at the end. But those 3 episodes are such fucking good episodes of TV. Whilst the rest of the season's pretty good, it's alright, it's pretty standard. There is problem will destroy reality, go find things to solve problem, deal with person creating problem. Very classic stuff, nothing wrong with that. But these one-off episodes, the way they explore like the immortal man. The way they explore death, different aspects of death, and the way they portray death is fucking great. The diner scene is just really well filmed. It's like a very slow build of dread and menace, and the way they do it, again, it's hard to describe without having seen it. I don't want to go on too long, but like there's just subtle things, like the colours start to go slightly. I noticed
I love that.
Fairly on, but like great. The colours started to enhance. The shots started to be slightly off angle or Dutch, or like put in weird positions, like just over time as it built. And it was one of those things where...
I was going to say very Mulholland Drive diner scene. Is it Mulholland Drive? The diner scene?
Know Mulholland Drive. I don't know it, I'm afraid.
What's the diner scene? Do you know where he talks about he's in the diner and...
I mean, it's that could be anything. There's a lot of diners in a lot of American films, to be fair.
Hold on. It's a very... it's Mulholland Drive. There's a diner scene. Really, really very famous, and it's about a guy talking about a nightmare he's had. Look up the Mulholland diner scene. It's very, but what you were just explaining there, like the colours shifting. Is it Lynch? I keep getting this wrong. Is it Lynch? Yeah, Lynch. It's that kind of like, the shots start, like, there's a little bit of focus blur goes on, and like the light gets a bit more saturated and like, a bit off-centered.
Sound design starts to go off slightly. Things are emphasised weirdly.
Yeah,
just a subtle build that does become apparent, but again, it's one of those classics like, you don't notice it, but your brain does. You just know something's wrong until it becomes more and more apparent. But
dread.
It was, dread.
Proper dread.
Yeah, it was great. Really good. Overall,
nice. Yeah,
solid show. I would recommend it.
I will. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
There's a couple of extra episodes I haven't checked out yet. Apparently, one of them involves a cat going through its own dreams or something, which is like, what a fucking great concept. Let's fucking check that out, please.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, I know you, Fiona, we shit hot on that.
Yeah. Cat dreams. Well, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
I'm fucking in.
Fucking in. But yeah, really solid show. Would recommend it. We'll see where they go with season 2. There's some work to be done here and there, but I'm just happy to see something a bit different and original come out and do well enough, should be able to carry on. The performances, like the cast all round, are pretty solid. Soundtrack's fine, there's nothing to it, very serviceable. Direction's generally fine, except for, again, that diner scene is fucking excellent. There's some nice shots in it, but that diner scene is like brilliant. One of the best episodes of TV I've ever watched. Would recommend it. But using that sequitur for going into Stray, we talked about cats. Not the film. But
Fucking Stray.
Yeah, Stray was lovely.
That's I think I put that down as my game of the year. I have. That's my game of the year. Stray. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's just great. You can argue like it's not that complex. It's not really that in depth, and I think they miss a trick or two with the fact that you're a cat. But it's still like a really good, that kind of vanilla experience for non-serious gamers to also enjoy and get into. It's not too intensive. There seems to be a rise of more of that stuff as well, which I think is good. Like, just opens up the market a little bit more.
That's very well put actually. Yeah, it's definitely the rise of these kind of entry level games that people can like you say, non-gamers can get into. Like Stray is a perfect introduction if you've never got into game. There's just the right amount of backtracking and overworld side quests, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think that it gets better as you get to different areas. I think the first area gets a little bit tedious with the side missions. I mean, I did them all because I thought, why not? Like, why not? There's not that many, but
you got to do it for the cat backpack. You got
to fucking do it for the badges and the cat backpack, mate. Exactly.
Yeah. Your cat gets to wear badges and a backpack. I mean, need we say more?
Yeah. What more incentive do you need to do side missions than to give your cat a new backpack and badges?
Yeah, bling it out. Fucking right.
It's one, and with Stray as well. I don't know about you, but I went into it with like not knowing anything. I think the only thing I knew was that you were a cat.
Same.
And
that's all you need to know.
I mean, spoiler alert, if you want to play Stray, go play it first, because it's definitely worth your time. It's not that long, and very, very, very enjoyable. But then it kind of delves into a slightly cyberpunky vibe, and then like, before you know it, it's like humans are gone and there's just robots left. And I was like, oh, fucking okay. Okay. This is not what I expected, but I'm down for it.
Meanwhile, you have like eldritch horror flesh with 1,000 eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking in the
Oh
sewers.
my
Which I think Anna's guess was on point, which was like, is that the humans? Is that what happened to them?
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
maybe some kind of terrible singularity event occurred. It became some kind of awful, horrifying hive mind with
God, they
too many eyes.
became those filters in that. Remember that horrible sci-fi, which is like after humans got eradicated by the Q. It's called.
What is it? Strange New Tomorrows.
Yeah, like Beyond Human or
the Man of Tomorrow. What is it?
Yeah, like Humans of Tomorrow. Oh God, the Q. Hold on, Q. Aliens.
Yeah.
That'll tell me. Aliens.
All Tomorrows.
All Tomorrows. Yeah.
That's it. That
the
fucking.
Q.
Oh man.
God, that's a fucking fever dream.
Yeah. Really.
Big
is.
shout out to All Tomorrows. You should definitely get into that. It's fucking.
Holy
that's,
shit. Yeah.
That's hard-fi done very, very well and very weirdly. Yeah. Body horror hard-fi.
Yeah. Biopunk is one of the genres apparently, which is actually something.
Oh, that's a nice little term for it.
I've talked about it before for the synthetic biology, but like much a lot of that kind of features in The Last Light kind of thing, which won't go on about, but that whole abomination. But like, what is it? They did an experiment where they can put like how many petabytes of data in like a leech's DNA.
Oh, it's huge, isn't it? It's outrageous how many. It's something like 6 petabytes in a leech.
Something like that. Yes, exactly. Which is like, if we do biocomputing, like the amount of storage and data you can get in is like infinitely bigger. It is crazy. Which again creates this whole thing of like, if you do that with a computer, like I've seen a proposal of like it's like a pulsating flesh, almost like a heart that works. So it's like, it's alive now. Like this is a living thing.
It's almost as if we're destined to become symbiotic with machines. Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it? It's almost as if that's evolution, baby.
Yeah,
that's where it's going.
But sorry, just to get back to your crazy, creepy eyes in Stray, there's a bit in All Tomorrows where the Q, basically these aliens fight the Q, and to punish them for fighting back, they turn them into flesh cubes that filter out the excrement of Qs. So they basically turn them into a big fleshy screen that filters out, and that's kind of the vibe you get in Stray if they are human, that they all get turned into this kind of biomass. It's got some really what I really liked about Stray is it's got these really lovely little set pieces, but then it's got these little moments where you just wander off and it encourages exploration. I know what you mean. I think it could have done it better. I think you could put way more exploration, considering, like you said, you are a cat. You should be able to go crazy, but there's these nice little moments, like, you go down a pipe and you go into a room and there's just an empty room with like eyes, and it's like, that's cool. There's some nice little moments of emptiness in it.
Yeah, I think it's the exploration bit hampered, and being able to converse with the robots or read signs and stuff. I'm like, you're a cat. I think really capitalize. It should have been, really from a cat's perspective. This isn't a criticism, like they did it that way, but if anything, it's like I need to make a game where you're a cat in a city, and you can't read,
and all the signs
you don't know. And you kind of got to just figure shit out. Like maybe you have different kind of meows, and you kind of just figure out what they kind of mean via how other cats and animals react. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of unspoken understanding. I think there'd be a way of doing it. That's complicated. That's quite ambitious to pull that off. I understand why it hasn't been done, and that team couldn't do it. They're a very small little team. But still, like that nitpicking aside, like Stray is really good, really enjoyable. Again, not like the best game, like not the greatest gameplay or anything like that, but just
no, very simple.
Like that's a nice contrast to Shifu. Excuse me. Which we'll get to. But like that's like the other way around, where it's the gameplay is very good, very satisfying, very tight, but the overall thing is like it's not that exciting to get into that world.
Yes,
Stray is.
Yes, that's exactly it, isn't it? Like they complement each other, don't they? Sort of.
Yeah, I think
the yin and yang of the two entry-level games that was
Stray
so popular.
and Shifu, a year of S's.
Yeah, a year of S's. And both very, very approachable for new players. Shifu is like a diet. It's like a diet Dark Souls. Like, you know, you get good, but it's not as I would say it's not as punishing or as you don't have to be as I think like with the Dark From Software games, it has the same kind of mechanics, but there's way more openness to the attacks. So there's way more variations in how you take on a boss.
By Elden Ring, the options are insane. So
where Shifu's quite focused, so that's why you know entry level people can come in and have good fun with it. But like you say, like Shifu's got the tighter gameplay. It's got the weaker story, where Stray has got the very I would say assisted at times. It's kind of handholdy at times as well.
Absolutely. Again, with the climbing, where it's just it's a contextual action. You can't climb up things. You can press X when it shows you to press X, and you'll go up a thing, which is such a missed opportunity. Again, like you say, it's like you're a cat. Like you should be able to climb pretty much anything. Like still focus it in the sandbox. Obviously, like I know there's got to be limitations, but it's like I should be able to climb up. If there's a wall 10 times higher than me, I should be able to mount that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a cat.
Yeah. But, and crawl in weird spaces.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there should be more boxes. There should be more options to like knock things off shelves. You know.
Yep.
Classic cat stuff. I mean, everyone who's played that game spends the first 10 minutes just meowing at all the cats. You know, as soon as you figure out you can meow, which is like so funny because that button is basically there's barely anything you do with the meowing, but you can't help but meow throughout the game. So cute.
It activates a few checkpoints and a few like characters. That's pretty much. It's the same as scratching. You can scratch in Stray.
Some specific places. Does nothing, but you can, which is cool.
Opens up a few doors.
Yeah, you know. Which again is like this should just be allowed anywhere. I want to scratch anything. Like, what if you go up to someone's like precious teak wood furniture? You just break into the rich man's house and you just start scratching at the desk.
Yeah,
like, why not?
Hey, what are you doing?
You just came going. Yeah. But yeah,
sorry, that robot apparently was Waluigi. Straight and fantastic art design. It's very beautiful.
Yes,
it's very pretty. It's just such a pretty game.
Very colourful.
Yeah. Highly recommended. I've got that as my game of the year. But to be fair, I've not played Elden Ring.
That's a very complicated one. I'm gonna have to go into Elden Ring sometime because I haven't beat Elden Ring. I'm actually
no same.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I got mixed up. What you said, God of War, because I haven't finished God of War. So that's why it's not top. It's free because I haven't finished it. So
we'll get to that one next.
Maybe it will be.
But yeah, using that sequitur for Elden Ring, it's complicated because when I first started playing it, I was like, I remember you asking, I was like, what's it like, Sean? Is it good? I was like, oh, Tom, it's everything I've ever wanted in an open world. Yeah. Finally done it. You know, I've never been big a fan of open world or like, you know, Skyrim. You know, I've tried Skyrim and Fallout 4. I mean, those are Bethesda classics, obviously, but like different open worlds. I think Witcher 3 is the only one that pulled me. That's because the writing and story and all the side quests it's also goddamn good. You're compelled to like explore more. Elden Ring obviously doesn't have that strength. It's more about the gameplay, the atmosphere, the locations and exploration, which is fucking great. But I've just got I basically hit a bit of burnout, and I think I got to people who played this will know what I'm talking about, but the Fire Giant, and I'm fucking struggling, and I've just kind of lost patience, and I've put Elden Ring down for like 2 months now because I've been playing it incredibly slowly, like really taking my time, like exploring everything. You know, going everywhere. I'm very thorough like that, which probably hurts replayability for me. That's the thing. I'm not a big replayer, probably because I rinse things more first time through. But I've just hit a point where I'm just kind of a bit sick of the whole formula and the whole, like, hitting your head against a brick wall and, you know, having these bosses that you kind of got to memorize their moves to have any real chance. There's very little chance for, like, recovery or adaptability on the first try through. Not like Shifu or Fury or something like that. It's much more, you know, get in to the boss arena, you learn the boss's moves, and just, you know, it's basically memorization and execution and reaction. There's not very much proactivity in it. And there is better ways of playing it. You can min-max, you can try different loadouts, different bosses react to different things. And I think that's what Elden Ring is kind of built around, is you being much more, having a wider degree of utility and much more variation, that you should change your loadout and mix things up a lot. My problem is I just kind of want to play as a classic knight, like longsword, shield, bit of magic, more... but like I just kind of want to stick to that build and then maybe fuck around on other playthroughs. But I think the game's not really allowing me to do that. I'm not saying that's the game's fault. I think it's me with the game, and also my problem is I've got a bit of Soulsborne burnout. Like I've played all of them.
Say, mate, you're from soft out, mate.
Yeah,
you've got from soft fatigue, bro.
Exactly, I do. From soft fatigue. I've played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, the DLCs of all of them, including the DLCs of 2, which are actually really good DLCs. Weirdly, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and now Elden Ring. And I think it just came to the point with the Fire Giant. I was like, I just can't do. I just don't want to do this anymore.
Not having fun. Yeah.
No, I'm just not having fun. It's just frustrating. I'd still want to really explore and see new stuff, but like when it comes to the bosses, like there's so many bosses as well, and I feel like I've done a lot of optional side bosses, feeling that I would like boost my stats and stuff. But I'm really fucking struggling still. I think I'm under-leveled by like 3 or 4 levels. And I'm like, how is this possible?
How is that? How's that happened?
How am I going to have to grind? Am I going to have to grind, like to find a spot and just grind for ages? And I just don't, because you can, the game's create that adjustability, but I just don't want to do it. And so Elden Ring is a complicated one, but I have to acknowledge, like, it deserved Game of the Year because it's too much of a game changer. It came along, it was like The Witcher 3 again. Witcher 3 came along and said, this is how you do an open world. And then Elden Ring's now, then Breath of the Wild came along and said, this is how you do an open world. And now Elden Ring's come along and be like, this is how you do a good riff on open world. Because I still think, by the sounds of it, I haven't played it, but Breath of the Wild sounds like that's really fucking hard to beat.
It's pretty damn good.
It's probably the best open world ever made. Not that I've played it, but it does seem to be the consensus. But yeah, Elden Ring, too big a changer, too successful, too unique in terms of like amongst other games. Obviously, in the Soulsborne series, it's pretty much more of the same with great level design mixed with some open world elements now. But just too much of a game changer in a lot of ways to be denied like Game of the Year. I wasn't expecting it to win loads of things, but I knew it was going to take Game of the Year. I'm also a bit surprised it took the other stuff as well. It took like best. It took like what, like best direction as well, best writing. God of War took all that.
Oh, that's it. God of War smashed it, didn't it? Yeah. God of War did the clean sweep.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, which was expected. Which that's a good sequitur. So moving on to God of War then. But so you're playing the first, the fourth one. Fucking, I hate when they do this. Why didn't they just call it God of 4 or something?
War 4.
War 4. More for War 4.
Man of War.
Man of War.
Man
I
of
am
War.
no longer a god, boy.
I am the jellyfish. I am the deadly jellyfish man of war. Sorry, just very quickly go back to Elden Ring, and this will be very quick. Don't worry. Sure. I mean, I think I haven't played Elden Ring, but so far, Zelda is the best open world game I've played. Just very quickly. Just very, very well done in terms of encouraging players to explore, and it doesn't feel like a slog when you do so because there's lots of mechanics to get around the world in a fun and engaging way. Yeah, that's it. I guess my issue, because I kind of like the Dark Souls games. I do like them. I like playing Dark Souls knowing that every time I replay it, I can try a different class and stick with it. So I like playing it once, playing it one way, and then maybe giving another crack a few years later and trying out different build, like trying magic. Yep. So I'm not a fan, like as you're saying in terms of the Elden Rings now, like we should maybe try and be more fluid with your class and change this, and maybe it's just us being stuck in the past, stuck in our ways. But
I will admit, I think there's a bit of that.
Yeah, but also it's no. I was just gonna say, well, I think when you have a style of play, you want to kind of play to your strengths, and I guess forcing you to adapt to be fluid. I think most people wouldn't choose to be adaptive and fluid. They would, and unless you're forced to adapt, like in a kind of survival horror game, then you will. But if it's like, okay, you kind of have to adapt to get this boss done, it's like, oh, well, do I have to? Well, not really, but it's Then I think a lot of people like yourself are just like, well, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Then.
Sorry, and I think no. But I think in adding on to that, it's like it depends what you, because magic is fucking ridiculous, and they do some really. I forgot to say, like the magic system. It's just cool. It's different. There's like spells, like there's a gravity class of magic, for example. There's things like that. So instead of magic essentially being like in a lot of games where it's essentially a gun, whereas like you shoot a fireball or shoot a bolt of ice. It's like that's much the same. It's more like Dishonored magic, where it's kind of a bit different and a bit unique. Like in Dishonored, where you don't teleport, you blink across space. So like essentially you're not like displacing through space, you're actually just moving across space really quickly. So say you want to go like 5 feet, but there's actually a gate in the way, you can't actually blink through it. There can't be anything in the way, so it creates this interesting balance. In Elden Ring, for example, there's a spell which is just one where it's a gravity spell where you pull enemies towards you, and you'd be able to mix that with, for example, like let's say you pull them towards you and you create a spike in the ground. So you like combine things together to create different results, and so that's the thing.
So you can mix and match a bit with what you
exactly. So
that's cool.
That's cool. So I'm kind of if I do a replay, I'd definitely like look again at the magic focus class. But yeah, I think it's just I despite what I'm saying, like I would recommend you give it a shot, mate. I think for me, it's
I definitely will. It's
the burnout. I just can't take it anymore. I just need to walk away for a while. Like the whole. Just the bosses in particular, I'm just exhausted by it. I think that's my problem, but I cannot deny it was a fucking great game. I really enjoyed it up to a point, and now I'm just, but I think that's more on me than the game.
Fair enough.
I think its success speaks for itself, to be fair. So
it's smashed it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
and good. Yeah.
But if you ever pick it up again, let me know, because like maybe going through it again with you, because that's the whole thing. The co-op aspect as well, being bigger and more open, is cool. Probably make it a bit easier.
yeah, for sure.
Do a good old dungeon crawl.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's got it. Like you say, that's probably a huge part of it. I mean, to be fair, most of the fun I've ever had playing Dark Souls was with other people. So
that's
and with you, me and you going through it together. So that's
I think that'd be sick.
Not that there is a nice kind of sultry stoicness to doing it on your own, which I do love as well.
Yeah, there is.
Especially a FromSoft game alone. Yeah. There's something about it's very lonery vibes.
Yeah,
those games.
It does. It does isolation really well.
Yeah, and but it's also great. It's great crack doing it with a friend.
I think that's the thing for me in terms of the atmosphere is I've done the whole isolation thing literally for years now at this point. So I'm just looking for like some fucking company. To mix it up. Yeah, that's the other problem for me as well. Now I've taken so long to get through it, and I'm simply just doing a normal first playthrough. Like there's no one around to help me. There's no one to summon. Everyone's gone. Yeah,
they're all gone.
I missed the initial tidal wave. I should have.
They're all back on. They're all back on Death Stranding, mate. They're all building bridges.
Yep, absolutely. Sure.
Setting up those sick bridges, bro.
I bet those servers aren't even fuking running anymore. To store all that data.
Or if they are, they're just empty. I think they refresh, don't they? So I bet they're absolutely barren. Yeah. So they're just empty now. There's nothing. It's like, you can use other players' stuff. It's like there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing to use.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually I think quite like that. No help.
Yeah. I mean, you can turn off that option, right?
You can, can't you?
I think so. Yeah. All you have to do is disconnect from online, so it's good. You have that option, like you say. But sometimes, because it's such a slog, it's nice to occasionally be like, oh, sweet, a bridge. Someone's built a bridge for Sam Bridges. How wonderful. Bridged us together. First Strand type game.
Stop being so damn serious.
Yeah.
Stop being so serious.
Well, if he wasn't Norman Reedus.
Yeah. So you were saying about God of Boy?
Yes.
Man of War.
Dad of
War Boy.
Yeah, Dad of Boy, Rock the Cock. Well, first, before we get into that, have you played the original God of 4, or are you playing Ragnarok?
I have not played the remastered. I have not played the revamp, as it were.
Right.
The God of War, the newest one. What's he called? Judge. Christopher Judge. I haven't played the first Christopher Judge one.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just going on to Ragnarok. We're just playing Ragnarok together. Me and Fee.
Did you watch like the cutscenes or anything? Do you have any context?
No.
Okay. I mean, it's not the end of the one, but there's like a lot you're missing. In terms of like these little moments and kind of asides, and there is some stuff which is cool that they tie back in the fourth game. There's a lot of that stuff going on, but so God of War Ragnarok, it's good. Yeah, it's really good. I think they've improved a lot on like the combat is a bit more in depth, but not too out of hand and demanding.
Yeah.
The camera's still too fucking close. I mean, my biggest problem with the new one for a game that's very much built around crowd control, certainly from like pretty much all enemies and even some bosses, But like a game built around crowd control, the camera's too goddamn close. It's really fucking hard to see the environment around me.
Especially with the ad of the chain weapon.
Yep, where it's just all over the place on the screen.
Yeah, they brought back the chain weapon, and I did think it was going to be I thought it was going to be frustrating bringing a new weapon, to be honest. But then I was like, oh no, this is good. This is fine. Yeah. But you're right. For a weapon like that, the chain weapon, you need to be further back. It's like the screen turns into a fiery mesh.
That's the thing. And there's so many particle effects and stuff, which is my problem with a lot of modern action games. Like if I do an action one, like you know the one I'm talking about that I want to do, but like it'll be like no particle effects. Like we can have some cool effects on the weapons or whatever, but no particle effects. I just don't want my screen full of like bright, shiny lights. It makes it hard to see. But again, it's just the camera's too fucking close. If it was literally 2 meters a bit further away, I could just see a little enough behind me. I don't have to see all behind me. I just would like to see a bit, because the ring system has never felt good. Again, it's hard to see. Sometimes the color of the ring, due to all the shit going on screen, and the audio cues, from Atreus or Freya or Mimir. They're like, "Look out to your left, brother." It's like you probably should have just said left, because like that whole sentence takes too much time.
To your left.
Yeah.
To your right. Behind you.
Yeah. I won't deny. Sometimes it has helped me out, but it feels like it still doesn't quite work the right way.
For me, the head is just a bit of atmosphere. I mean, I mostly go off those arrow cues.
Yeah,
that's basically it. And I've just learned now to just keep moving like a boxer. In a ring, just don't go up against the corner. Just keep moving in the middle.
Yeah.
Finding little spaces to then go crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realised I have played the first Christopher Judd game. Not all of it, but I've played a bit of it, haven't I?
Right.
We were playing it together.
Exactly. So, but they've improved a lot. There's more atmosphere. There's more obstacles in the environment. There's more environmental. Again, context sensitive, but there's more stuff to use in your environment in fights as well, which is cool. They've
like trees.
Trees, big rocks. Even. There's more verticality, because it's a sequel. You've got to add verticality, so there's a bit more up and down. I do wish Kratos could fucking jump, but
yeah, I know, right?
I'll accept it for what it is. It's like the inverse with Elden Ring, when you could finally jump in a Souls-like game,
right?
Because Sekiro.
It's number 2. Number 2, you can jump for the first time. Souls.
No, you can't jump in any of the Soulsborne games. You can jump in Sekiro, but that's like a bit different.
Oh, you can't jump up. You can jump across stuff in Souls 2, can't you? You do that weird roll jump.
Yeah.
That run jump over stuff, which is pointless.
No, you're right. You can do that, but you can't like jump up really or jump properly. And then when Elden Ring did it took me like 10 hours of gameplay before I finally kept remembering. I was like, oh yeah, I can jump. I keep forgetting I can jump. Which does add a nice bit of variation. Like it's a jump changes a lot of things, but I also don't mind when games are grounded. Like I think Shifu does it really well, to the ground you don't need to jump, because it can overcomplicate things as well. But for something like God of War, it's like a jump would be nice, but that's not where they're going. And the camera's just too goddamn close. I think it's just too close for a fucking crowd control game.
Just do the Red Dead approach. Just have the option to go back one. Red Dead, you can go close, medium, and far away.
Yeah.
And you can just scroll. You can just cycle through them.
I assume one of the big reasons for God is like its graphical intensity. Like if you zoom out a bit too much, like the graphics start to go
there's
off
a lot going on, isn't there? There's a lot
I think
going on in
graphics taking precedent over gameplay in some ways, because it's a high octane action game.
Yeah, it is high frame rate, and it is good. Mm-hmm. Like it does run very well.
It does.
I think me and you were saying actually runs better on the PS4 from what I've heard, because it was optimized for the PS4. Yeah, because we're playing on the PS4 and it's running absolutely beautifully and it's not making any noise.
I've had no problems terribly. I've had like a couple of graphical problems in the sinkholes crater area of Vanaheim, which there's like some.
Is this 5? Is this PS5?
This
Sorry.
is 5.
Yeah.
Which there's like a few frames dropped on some enemies. I remember there was an alligator boss that kind of got a little bit jittery. I've not seen really pop in, but there's some weird audio cues. They're like there's characters saying things or being like, "Oh look, a new chest." It's like, I've already opened this chest. There's that part of the game feels a little bit like they ran out of time for like another go over kind of thing. A little bit unpolished, but it's not game breaking. It's not bad. It's still a very well-made game. But and
I guess we can't really comment yet on the plot if it's hard hitting because we both haven't finished it yet, have we?
Yeah, exactly. But it's been great so far. You know, more of the same, but more expanded. You know, more characters, more to do, more to talk about. You know, really well done. It's a shame. Like that's probably one we should get into a proper episode again. Ragnarok. When we finish it, we'll do it. Yeah. And the Callisto protocol. Callisto protocol.
We'll do one on that as well because that'll be fun.
Yeah. Callisto's it's pretty good so far. Been very enjoying it. It's the best looking game I've seen on the PS5. Yeah. It looks better than God of War. I'll say that. Just like I mean, they both look fucking great. I think there's a slight edge to Callisto though. The graphics are very, very impressive. What they do, the lighting. The only thing I've noticed is like there's some fire that looks amazing. There's other fires that are a little bit lower in frame rate. It's very strange.
Right. Yeah.
But
so the fire's still a little bit dodge.
A little bit dodge. Some of it looks great. Some of it's slightly off. It's weird.
Yeah. How far are you in it?
Like an hour and a half. I've played a bit. I'm still gonna wait for us to do like a proper go through together. Okay. I wanted to give it a crack with Anna as she got it for me. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't dread in the beginning again. It's not like there's anything big that's happening. So But so I think that's it for our top 5s.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of my games, I think the only things that I can add to that list would be where am I, Sean?
Taiwan.
Where am I?
Who am I? What?
I got Cult of Lamb and Splatoon 3.
Oh yes, you're talking about that. Yeah.
I'll be very quick. Splatoon 3, very, 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 very clean shooter, which is ironic because it's about paint. So not much to say really. It's a very, very tight shooter, multiplayer. It's very fun. Big surprise. I really didn't think I would like a Splatoon game, but it was very fun to play when I played it.
Nice.
And then I've got a shout out to games I want to play, which is Citizen Sleeper and Dwarf Fortress, which after 20 years of development they've been doing, they finally released it on Steam.
Holy shit.
It's one of those ones where it's just like 2 guys have been making it over 20 years and it's finally hit Steam. It's a super in-depth dwarf sim.
So finally, a dwarf sim.
Yeah, it will not be for everyone. It's very much a colony sim. So if you've ever played RimWorld, you can't control the dwarves. You just kind of tell them where to mine and they will kind of do their own thing. It's kind of that deal. You make your own stories by observing, basically. It's one of those games.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, before we go into the meh and the bad, can I give you my top 5 anime of the year?
Yes, you can.
Because the anime of the year.
All cow themed, of course.
Yeah. And then we'll discuss Best Girl. That's
course.
Like,
top
of
waifus.
Course, yeah, of course. We'll go into Best Waifu. So
Waifu of 22.
My top 5 are. How many have I got? I've got 6 down. Fuck it.
Liar.
Yeah, but don't worry. The number 6 is just a bit of a shout out. It's not top 5. So number 5 is Ranking of Kings, and then number 4 is Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Attack on Titan last season, part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I can't believe I'm doing this, but number 2 is Chainsaw Man. Number 1 is Dress Up Darling.
I was waiting for Dress Up Darling.
And I got fucking no regrets, son.
Yeah,
Zero
don't regret it for
regrets.
a second. fucking hell.
Love that shit. And shout out to Call of the Night, which I put as number 6, which is a vampire anime, which is not top 5 worthy, but it's still a nice little anime, fancy little vampire anime that's about a boy who can't sleep, so he ends up sleeping through school because he's got under so much pressure. Ends up waking up at like 11 p.m, so he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm awake now. I've just missed my whole day of school. Finds a vampire, falls in love with her, and is just like, I want to be a vampire. And she's like, well, I can only turn you into a vampire if I love you when I bite you. Classic anime setup.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because she
gotta earn the vampire.
Because she loves feeding on him because he's got really good blood. He's like, why am I not turning into a vampire? And she's like, oh yeah, I need to be in love with you for that to work. So he's like, okay, well that's my mission. That's my
right.
But it's more just about
Friend Zone, the anime.
yeah, friends. But yeah, it's just more
Vampire
about
Friend Zone.
kind of like rejecting the hustle and bustle society. That kind of like
Reject modernity, embrace vampirism.
Yes, exactly. The vampirism disease. Yeah, basically a big middle finger to the meat sacks of humanity.
Yeah, the goddamn
a big hell yeah to that cold vampire embrace.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, have you seen Ranking of Kings?
No, I thought that was a game.
Maybe it is based off. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a very cute anime about a kid who can't speak, and he's also the heir to the throne. It's a bit weird. The plot is a bit like it's one of those like classic ones where there's a lot of threads going on at once, but essentially it boils down to he shows sympathy to this kind of shadow monster, and the shadow monster just sticks around with him and wants to help him because he's going to be the next king, but he's not. But as he can't speak and he's not very strong, a lot of people want to take advantage of that. So It's kind of like this shadow thing trying to look after him and doing well, basically.
Got you.
But yeah. It's pretty good. It's good.
Sounds really charming.
Yeah, it's very charming, very emotional, and yeah, lovely little anime. Attack on Titan last season. I mean,
I've watched that since season 2.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you haven't seen it, so I won't go into much spoilers. But like, it's kind of like, you know, they've been building it up for so long, and I'll just say like they pretty much deliver on what they've been building up for all those years. I will say, like they've pretty much built up to the hype, and I cannot believe they pulled that off. Like I really can't. There's a fuck ton of filler still. The classic Attack on Titan. I'm like, man, like there are episodes that belong in a book. You know what I mean? Just like tedious conversations that you would get like in a long format book. Apart from that, though, animation is still top notch. It's still fucking great. Stakes are incredibly high. I'm just I'm fucking very impressed that they've managed to pull it off and to get the hype, because it's proper. Like I'm fucking hyped for the. I am a little bit annoyed that they split final season part 1. It's just like,
gotta take your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that money. Gotta make that money back. Because I think this is very expensive to make Attack on Titan. I know. Like I think I don't know if this is right, but I know what I've heard is that the talent is very expensive. It's like one of the few times where like the anime voice talent is like super expensive, so it's like really hard to keep them on board this long. And like the English voice talent is like very good, and so it's like one of those things where like because it's been going on. It's like the end of like the end of Game of Thrones, where like everyone started off on a really modest contract.
Costing too much.
Yeah, the talent's now a fucking fortune. Yeah, I think Attack on Titan might be having. This might be completely false, but I think I heard this that's kind of catching up with them again. Not only is the animation ridiculous, but like the talent's getting a bit because they've kept them on for a very long time. Super good, mate. It's worth it. It's worth it, mate. I probably think you should wait. Maybe just wait till it's done and then just binge it. But it's worth it. Yeah,
might just do.
It's not like The Walking Dead. They actually have fulfilled on a lot of the shit that they've been building up, and it's good. I'd say, I mean, mate, if you have to see one thing, there's a fight with Levi in a forest. I won't see anything else. It's mate, it's just It's
nice.
It's fucking great. The soundtrack is just ridiculous. There's a bit of rap in it, but it works.
Oh, okay.
It's like, whoa, holy shit, what the fuck is going on?
I get it now. The streets, they speak to me.
So yeah, should we talk about Chainsaw Man? Because we've both seen Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Well, are you up to date? Because it's still going.
I mean, I've read the manga quite far ahead, so it's fine.
Right.
We can talk about it. I haven't seen the latest episodes,
Yeah.
but I've read pretty far with the manga.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. You enjoying it?
Yes, I am. Yeah, slow start. First couple of episodes is like it's all right. Denji is the main character. He's absolutely fine. You know, he's kind of cool and zany and
bit of a douchebag, but not too much of a douchebag.
Yeah, kind of the unapologetic asshole, which is kind of like a bit of fun. But it's really when it gets going is when they start introducing the other people of like, is it Sector 4 or whatever they're called? But, you know, the devil hunters. Like the world itself, the backdrop of like, there's devils and there's to hunt things like demons essentially, like same difference. It's been done before, but I think the show's strengths are its relations between characters, how it kind of goes into, you know, the interplay between these weird, interesting characters and the things they achieve and strive for, and how it kind of subverts a lot of that. Like one of his Denji's first big dream, because obviously it's an anime, so it's like, I've got to fulfill my dream, got to strive for it.
Yeah.
But like the subversion is like his big dream is to touch some tits. That's it. It's just like, I just want to touch boobs. And then the brilliant thing they do is like, when he finally gets to do it, he's like unfulfilled. He's like, this isn't.
I know, and he's like broken. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this is what I've been building up to my whole life. Now I've got it, and I'm not happy. And this wasn't at all fun or interesting. And then Makima, the head of the Devil Hunters, kind of does this very sensual scene with him.
That's
which is
fucking
beautiful.
That scene is
is
breathtaking. It's like literally like it sucks
really
the breath
is.
out of you. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
It kind of expands upon that and gives him further dreams. And now he's like, okay, for my next dream, I want to have sex, but like in the right way, the meaningful way, kind of thing. You know, I think it's a lot about a play. It feels like the kind of subtext is human connection, you know, connecting to other people and relating with them. And again, I think the show came into its own when the other characters were introduced. You get that interplay between them, and you know, even things like and the music's really good.
Yeah, it slaps. It's the opposite of
not just the intro, but
it's like the opposite of Shifu, where it's like, I know Shifu's not an anime, but like Shifu feels like it needs good music, but this like has the music to back it up. Has some very slappy, punchy music in Chainsaw Man. It's fucking mad, fucking drum bass just kicking off. It's like insane, like very heavy jungle, like jungle drum bass just like smashing out every now and then. It's like, this is great.
With some beautiful melancholic kind of music in between.
Yeah,
you know, and they mix up. Every outro is different, as you were saying.
Yeah,
like the fucking animation team, one sleep. And it's one of those shows as well that uses 3D models and then goes over them, which I normally hate and looks awful. And sometimes
the beginning was not good. I think the beginning 3D models in the first few episodes, I was not a fan at all. They've kind of got better as it's gone on. Thank God.
Some of the animation.
Yeah, totally agree though. Those first few episodes, I was really heartbroken as well, because obviously I read the manga and I was like, oh no, what is it? What are these 3D models? I was like, is this what being a Berserk fan feels like? You know, like having these.
Oh god, it hasn't been done that dirty.
Yeah.
Berserk is so fucking ugly than you.
God, it looks
Berserk
terrible.
is just one of those. Berserk is like Elric, where it's like, this is never going to get a good adaptation. I don't think it's ever going to.
No, because the 90s one is okay. I've heard it's all right.
Yeah, the 90s one's pretty good. It's serviceable 90s anime, but you know, they do just the golden age arc. But that's, you know, that's got the iconic that song Guts is seeing that. And they actually got him back to do a couple of them. That Joe keep making with that Hayo Miyazaki, which is not in the song, but it's like that Hayo song he does. You can tell when he's done some composition. It's the same guy who did Paprika and Perfect Blue, I think.
Well, the director.
He's done a lot of the composer.
Oh, the composer. Ah, okay. Nice.
Yeah, so he's been around. But fuck all this shit. We won't get into that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Go on all day. But you must read the manga at some point, mate. It's wonderful.
Definitely. It's essential.
It's not wonderful. It's
essential
amazing.
reading. For me, with Chainsaw Man. So when I started reading it, I did watched a few videos about the artist, and he's a very interesting fella. He's done some very strange mangas. One of the mangas that I really want to read is when it's about a guy who's like constantly on fire. It's called like Fire Punch. Really dark world. Basically, he's got the power. It's like kind of like X-Men, where like there's like mutants. They've all got certain powers, but they're getting like hunted down for it. And basically, he's got the ability of regeneration. And he was set on fire by a guy who can burn anything. So this guy's power is that he can burn anything.
So is that he's constantly on fire from that guy's power because he constantly regenerates?
Yes.
It doesn't kill him.
So he's constantly on fire, and he spends like the first, couple of years just screaming until eventually he just gets used to the pain. It's just like
Fucking hell.
So yeah, I was like, what I will say is that I think Chainsaw Man was advertised a little bit like it's kind of like that Blade Runner effect, isn't it? Where like Blade Runner 2049 was sort of advertised to be an action film to get people on board.
Sure.
Chainsaw Man, the kind of same. It's kind of advertised to be this absolute balls off the wall zany action flick. But reading the manga, I was like, oh no, this is not at all. Like it's actually quite a slow burner, and it's got very slow scenes. I love the use of silence in that particular episode with the train. People should watch Chainsaw Man. I don't want to spoil too much for people, but yeah, I think that for me that episode with the train kind of was like. For me, when the animation like properly met up to what I was experiencing in the anime, and also actually did it better, like the anime does that bit better, way better, than the manga. It captures that moment, and they play around with the storyboards way better, and the direction is just they do much more, and they play a bit more for it. It's much more cinematic, and I was like, okay, this is fucking great. Really, really, really excited to see how they pull off the next few big moments in it. Just curious. I mean, obviously, spoiler alert. You should watch Chainsaw Man. But what episode? What are you up to at the moment?
Sector 4 is recovering from the assassinations from the attack, and
Makima's crushed some people.
Makima squashed some people.
Yeah,
that's fucking horrifying.
Fucking
horrifying. Introduced Snake God Girl.
Eye Patch Lady has died.
Lady, we've lost her. Which was very, very well done.
We've lost maybe best girl of the year.
Yes,
already.
Yeah, I think we might have lost top waifu already. It's been a hard year for waifu. 2022, the difficult waifu year.
We lost. We just got her, and now she's gone.
It does a lot very quickly. Like it's quite good at establishing characters and relations and getting you to know them and like them or not, but very quickly, and then kills them off very quickly as well. But it's very good at that.
I've again, like, reading forward, I won't say much more, but like it feels like that's going to be, like you said, this whole like connection thing, and I think you're spot on there. I think it's like a lot of this is like it boils down, doesn't it, to this like kind of Maslow style of what's important, the basics and human connection, and so we're going to get a lot of like that, and then that being ripped away. Because it starts off with him just wanting food, and then just a decent meal. He just wants a decent breakfast, and then it's like tits, and then bless him, he gets his first kiss, and it's just vomit.
She throws up in his mouth. Best waifu throws up in his mouth. She's still best girl. Even after that.
One of my favourite lines from Power ever, where she goes, "Oh no, Denji's got this thing where he has to eat anything of substance that goes in his mouth." He's got this terrible thing where anything of substance that gets in his mouth he has to eat.
Power's great as well.
Power's fucking great. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
They're really good. Makima's really interesting as well.
She's really scary.
It's very scary. yeah.
She's very scary.
Yeah.
It's another super magic Doki Doki Girl witch thing. That anime we watched with Fiona, where it's like straight away. It's like when that cat thing came on the screen, but it's the same with Makima. I was like, she's clearly evil. She's very obviously trouble.
Evil.
Clearly evil.
I feel like she's either super old and her moral compass is completely blurred, or she's just super evil. Like I don't. There's something going on there, and I don't.
We'll wait and see where that goes.
Yeah,
But yeah,
super good, really good, really
good show
really
overall.
happy.
Yeah.
Really happy.
First
it
couple of
lived
episodes
up.
a bit slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't put fucking Spike's Family in that list.
Spike's Family. I was going to bring it
cannot
up instead.
believe I didn't put Spike's
Fucking
Family.
shame on you.
That's
shame
not. Oh no,
on
I have. It's out of order. It's number 3. Spike's Family's number 3. Yeah, Spike's Family,
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man, Just Up Darling is my top 3.
Yes, Spike's Family. That's a great show. I'm actually laughing at it, like not all the time, but it's actually genuinely funny at points.
Yeah, it's made me laugh out loud on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Properly laugh out loud.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, it's made
That's
me
a fucking
fawn out
charming
loud
show.
as well. It's made me literally fawn out loud where I've gone,
Yeah, best written little girl maybe ever.
Yeah.
They absolutely nail Anya.
Yeah.
She's like one of the best little girls in fiction.
Yeah.
I think I've come across like she's so well written.
Yeah. She's better than fucking Lyra. She's better than fucking Lyra in the... Has she knocked off Lyra as best fictional little girl?
Which one's Lyra?
Lyra.
That's how well I remember.
No. Lyra being the girl from His Dark Materials. I'm like... Does Anya knock off Lyra? Sorry, I brought that up,
Anya's
Sean,
like,
because today I saw His Dark Materials. They're on to season 3 now. Mate,
okay.
they've got up to the arthropods with the wheels.
That's Amber Spyglass.
Yeah, they've got there. When I was reading that, I was like, there's no fucking way this is ever going to get adapted.
Yeah.
This is so silly.
Yeah.
Like,
they've done it.
Yeah, they've done it, and they look pretty good. And they're in the land of the dead. They're in the land of the dead, and I was like, fucking hell, they've kept it up. Like,
man, that show was released. I didn't even realize it was still carrying on.
Same. It's
it's
a
kind of
Schrödinger.
quiet.
It's another Schrödinger's
Schrödinger's show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Amber Spyglass. I've got to see them.
Yeah, do it. We'll get back to Anya. I mean, we talked about Anya. She's fucking adorable. Go look at your creepy elephants that ride like a motorbike.
Amber Spyglass elephants motorcycle. Just see what Google throws at me. Okay. Oh, all right. Kind of anteatery.
Yeah.
Mixed with a bit of that Australian kind of pig marsupial thing with the long snout. Okay, yeah. I mean, still looks fucking silly, but with the wheels.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. Yeah. But I mean, it works. Oh, there's Yorick Bjornsson.
Yeah.
Looks all right. Yeah. Oh, well, the arthropods. Well, it was never going to really. It was always going to be a bit strange.
Yeah, it was. That was always the fever dream part of the books, anyway. You know. Yeah. It was just such a weird part of the books. I'm just thinking like, okay, let's dedicate half the book to this. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The scientist character who's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a war on heaven. Metatron's trying to kill God. Like, what? What's going on?
Yeah. And there's a fucking polar bear and some Russian city fighting a ship.
Yeah.
It's what the fuck. But meanwhile, back on the antelope fucking motorbike planet.
Meanwhile, back on the antelope motorbike farm.
I found a bit of leaf that can look at dust. Oh, good, thank you.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
All our technology has gone into wheels, so we haven't really expanded out into anything else. We're sentient. We can talk. We have culture and language, but we don't have houses.
Oh, doesn't she teach them how to make fishing nets? Is that something silly?
Man.
Something silly
I read that years ago.
Yeah.
Too low.
Meanwhile, on the motorbike planet.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's happening. I just remember Metatron's trying to attack a golden coffin thing that's got God in it or something, and Lucifer's vaguely involved, but it's mainly Metatron and
Metatron and Azrael wants to destroy Metatron, and Azrael and the woman Mrs. Coulter end up kind of teaming up at the end. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest. It's all a bit
exactly. It's all a bit of a fever dream.
Yeah, it really is. And I remember reading that bit about the attack on the fucking obsidian glass castle in the edge of space in the universe, and thinking, there's no way they're going to be able to do this. But then, lo and behold, they cut to that giant castle, and it looks pretty good.
Fair play. And this is in the... It's BBC adapting this, right?
It's HBO and BBC. Yeah.
Okay, HBO. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a bit more of a seal of quality.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't think BBC could pull that out of. I don't think the license fee covers.
No, we don't. No, I don't think the license fee. No one fucking pays.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like the World Cup's over now. Like, who the fuck is fuck is actually gonna pay for the license anymore?
Yeah.
It's like, please, we have to make another series of his Dark Materials. Come on, guys, stick around.
Yeah, come on,
we gotta keep making this.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Do it for the motorbike antelopes. Come on.
Do it for them. She has yet to teach them how to fish.
They might be able to. You never know. You'll never find out unless you pay your fucking license fee. Oh god.
So we got really sidetracked there.
Yeah.
Spy X Family.
Fucking
best little girl.
Fucking great. Super
really
beautiful
fun.
animation. Love the three cast members. And really nice, charming little backdrop of that kind of spy thriller.
Yeah, kind of got that 50s/70s, like kind of out of place, but it's modern. But yeah.
Second season has kind of dampened down the action. I know there was the whole bit with the like bomb. But still loving it. Still loving the ride. Still.
Wait till the tennis match, mate.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Fucking anime tennis. Need I say more? You know it's going to be ridiculous.
Any excuse to watch Yor and Forger play tennis. That's just going to be...
that's the thing. It's not it's Nightfall. They have to go in.
Okay.
So there's a lot of her trying to like basically seduce him whilst playing, but like being way too intense. But she's there like slamming it, like being brutal and quite scary. But she's like bending over. There's some tasteful shots. We'll say that. Tasteful shots.
It's tasteful. All right. It's anime and it's art. Okay.
It's anime and it's art, Dad. Let me draw my waifus.
Okay, yeah. How old is that woman's son? Just don't fucking ask, all right?
It doesn't matter. It's all on the spectrum.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, no, it's a good show, well animated, really charming, solid script, some genuinely good laughs in there.
Yeah, proper. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the only one I'm absolutely binging. Like I'm every week I'm like, oh, I want more. Like
It's
even
like
Chainsaw Man doesn't have
new
the
episode
pull.
of Spy X Family.
Yeah. I haven't been this excited about an anime for ages.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Both
but
of them.
Both
of them. I really
charming.
like. I'm like, it's Wednesdays. Let's fucking Let's sit down and watch Chainsaw Man and Spy X Family. Like, yeah, love it.
Nah, it's great.
It's like being a kid again,
recommend.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Jessup Darling is my favourite anime of 2020.
All right.
I'll be very quick because you haven't seen it. We'll move on because what can I say? It's just fucking great. I watched it purely because, I won't lie, it looked a bit risque. It came out. There was a lot of buzz. There was a lot of buzz on YouTube about it and Reddit about My Jessup Darling. And I read the plot and I was like, this is just like, it's going to be one of those, like, it's porn, but it's not porn. Do you know what I mean? It's like, one of those risque animes that gets a bit of infamy around the internet because it's risque. Ended up just being an absolute, just a really lovely, like slice of life, coming of age kind of romance story between two characters who get very well fleshed out by the end of it, which is just like great. The main guy, it's called Gojo-kun. Anyway, he's obsessed with drawing these little Japanese little dolls. They're kind of like, they're called Hina dolls. They're these like little small geisha dolls. And he's with his grandfather, and they've kind of he's kind of like keeping up the family business. He hasn't got his mum and dad around, so he's just with his grandfather. And he loves the Hina dolls because, one, it's like he loves the attention to detail in them. He loves how pretty they are. He loves how much effort.
That's a word for it. I'm looking at them right now, and I'm quite disturbed.
They are super creepy. And don't worry, you're not the only person who thinks that. Everyone's like, "What the fuck do you like Hina dolls?" And anyway, the way he goes about it, he's like, he's just like, I love the attention to detail. You know, it's like this therapeuticness of it, of, you know, of capturing this beauty and the amount of craftsmanship that goes into it. Very peaceful.
It's his Warhammer 40k.
Basically, yeah. And anyway, he meets a girl called Marin, who's a sort of like quite loud, bodacious sort of teenage girl who's, you know, very, very popular, super popular. Your classic kind of like hot girl at school.
Sure.
And anyway, she just takes a proper interest to Goju because it's the classic setup. He's not really fussed by everyone's antics, so she's a little bit drawn to him. And then anyway, she finds out that he's into these dolls, and then that's when she confesses that she's a cosplayer. And then through one thing or the other, basically her cosplaying skills are very weak. And she kind of enlists Goju to help her make cosplay costumes because he's so good at making these dolls. He's obviously never worked on a real person before. She's never let anyone make costumes for her before. So, as you can imagine, there's quite a bit of awkwardness around it. And then you just...
wait till they introduce the OnlyFans.
Ooh. And yeah, it's just... First of all, it's got a lovely message about this whole kind of like not being afraid of what you love, you know, being content with what makes you happy, which is such a great message. It's like, don't change what you love just because it might seem weird or other people don't like it. For both of them, like Marin doing her cosplay and him doing the dolls, it's that kind of just embracing what makes you happy. And finding people in your life that won't put you down for it, but encourage it.
Sure.
And
I think the cosplay one still seems a bit more... I don't know if the two equate. It's like, oh, you cosplay. I think it feels like that's very norm.
Yeah.
I'm mistaken. But like, hot girl cosplaying. What scandalous.
I guess Marin's arc is more that she kind of lets go of being this kind of like, I can do everything on my own kind of character. You kind of find out that she's basically like him. She's on her own. Like, she never sees her parents. She can't really look after herself. It's quite tragic, actually. Marin's story is quite tragic. She's quite a neglected teenager. She's putting out this very confident personality. Right. And when she meets Goji, she kind of realizes that you don't have to be calm all the time. You can kind of relent to this kind of nerdiness side of you, and you can be vulnerable. Exactly. And just, mate, it's just.
That's lovely.
It has no right being this good. It's got no right being this fucking... It's got no right. It's got no right. It's got no... It's got no bloody right. It's just... I mean, it really hits all the kind of like what it is to be an awkward teenager and kind of be a bit... It does the whole kind of sexual frustration thing really nicely, I think, anyway. I think some people might find it a little bit crude, but I think it does it really well. There's lots of you know the moment with Makima and Chainsaw Man where it's like she like, you know, that moment where she kind of seduces him. There's a few moments, there's a lot of moments like that in Dress Up Darling, but it's not one-sided, it's both of them kind of falling into those situations. And it's like there were a few episodes where like me and Fiona like properly like held our breath. It was getting like that just like really captures that kind of hopeless youth romance thing. I couldn't believe how much I liked it, and I've got no shame putting it at the top. No shame. The first season's the first season's completely done, so if you want to binge watch it, you can. I had to wait week for week, but now it's all out, so you can just binge watch it if you fancy it.
So it's only 12 episodes, yeah?
Just 12 episodes. There's going to be a season 2.
Oh, it's quite short.
It's quite short.
Okay.
There's going to be a season 2.
Isn't there that lovely scene you were talking about where like he's talking about the costume and Goju's talking about his granddad, and she's watching him and she's just like, oh my god, I'm in love with him.
Yeah. And she's like,
wonderful.
I'm in love with him. Oh my god. Again, like very proper laugh out loud moments. as well. Like little bits where I genuinely like burst out laughing. Yeah, when she like realizes she's in love with him, it's hilarious. She's like the voice acting is he's like, oh my god, I'm in love with him. Oh my god. Am I what? Oh god. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I probably will check it out.
Can't recommend it enough, man. It's very short and sweet, and it's
Well, you didn't steer me wrong with Chainsaw or Spy X.
Yeah, and also it's 12 episodes. If you don't like it, you haven't wasted too much time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I reckon you'll like it. In my humble opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
I think
fair enough.
Anyone who's listening will get a very nice kick out of it. Yeah,
I'll probably watch some later today. I've got some work to do after this, so
nice.
Pop that on in the background. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry. Okay. Well, that's that done. God, we've taken quite a long time, haven't we, Sean?
We have. It wouldn't be for anyone who cares if we didn't.
Like, do a quick rundown of 2022. 2 hours later.
Lies. Lies.
Do you want to quickly go through the meh? Because the meh are so meh that I think we would be quite quick on them.
Sure. Okay.
I don't think we'll be that much longer because after that we've just got our honourable mentions. So.
Not worst.
Worst as well. But we've only got one each. We've only got one each of that, haven't we? So.
Oh, do we? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that'll be quite quick. So do you want to do your? Do you want to go through your meh?
I thought it was a top 5. Sure. So meh. We've got The Northman.
Yep, I've got that.
We've got Nope.
Yep, I've got that.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not seen it. So that's interesting.
Doctors, which is a play I saw. I'll pop that there. Although it had some fucking great moments, but won't worry going into that one. Got Inside Job.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty good, but again, it's like I've got to choose this top 5. So The Gentleman, which is like good enough.
The Guy Ritchie film. Yeah.
Primal Season 2.
Okay.
It's still damn good, but
just not as good as the first one.
No, it's still fucking great. I mean, my god, there's one episode called Red Mist. It's incredible.
I think you've told me about that.
It's full of episodes like that, but again, I can't choose like obviously I've got a limit on like the top 5, so I've got to. I can't say these are bad. Plague Tale. That was all right.
Yeah,
that was all right. Shifu as a game for me. That was all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is all out. This is all out of order.
That's all right.
I haven't. Bullet Train.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually really enjoyed Bullet Train.
Yeah, same. We should talk about that. I really enjoyed that as well.
So I really liked that.
Had a lot of fun with that film.
Yeah, you were not very critically well received, weirdly.
I know, and you were right as well because the people were like, "Oh, it's such a CGI fest by the end," and you were right. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's absolutely fine. I don't know why people are getting fussy about it. It's like the film is
CG.
The film is bonkers and off the wall anyway. Why are you annoyed about the little CG bits at the end with the train? Going off the rails, like whatever.
I wouldn't mind seeing Lady Bird again in something else. It's one of those. It's like this was fun to hang out with this character and this cast of zany people. There's others, but I can't really say met enough. You know, I've seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time.
It
was pretty good. You know,
fair play.
It was all right. You know, it's all right. I don't dislike it. I prefer Firefly and the Whedon TVs.
Buffy is very of its time. It was very much like I remember watching that. I remember watching that after school and being scared of it. You know what I mean? So I think it's very much like it's of its time. It's absolutely not scary now. Apart from that one episode with the silent people. Don't know if you've got there yet.
I know who you're talking about. I know they're just iconic, but no, I haven't seen it. But I know what you're talking about.
That's it. Everything else is
scary.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Anything else? Not really in the... I've kind of mixed meh and honourable mentions together now. Well, so my top 3 meh are The Northman, Nope, and Banshees of Inisherin.
Yep.
And See How They Run.
Cool.
So top 4. We just watched that 2 nights ago, and it was...
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. The trailer looked very meh as well. So
yeah, it's not great.
Yeah,
don't know. Just doesn't do a whole
zany kind of catch me if you can
Christy
kind of
vibe.
Yeah.
Well, I think Knives Out kind of did that pastiche riff on the that kind of the murder mystery.
Mystery, yeah, the kind of larger than life murder mystery. Which, by the way, the sequel to Knives Out came out this year.
Yes, Glass Onion came out quite recently, right?
It did, yeah. Apparently, it's good.
Yeah,
not seen it.
So. It's like, good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only two things I would add, because we've got the same meh list. The only thing I would add to that is the Batman. That would be.
Oh my
meh.
god! I completely forgot. I saw that thing. The Batman.
Yeah, there you
John
go.
Batman.
Well, maybe that should be the number
Holy
one meh
shit.
film of the year because you've completely forgot about it.
Something.
John Batman.
In the mirror.
John Batman's Soul's Crime.
Something's in my ass. Oh man!
Yeah, John.
I forgot. We saw that this year.
The tales of John Batman as he goes into planning permission violation.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to clean the city up. And it's me, John Batman.
John Batman, just doing all the admin. Oh dear. But yeah, that's kind of the roundup.
Yeah,
for me there.
and I've got Thor: Love and Thunder in there as well because I don't hate that film. I don't love it at all. It's very, very meh. Yeah, I think the only thing I would, because they're meh, I don't really want to talk about them. To be honest, they're all quite meh.
No, I think there's some we could touch on, but another time. But yeah,
maybe
like you
another
say,
time.
all quite meh.
Yeah. What I will say though is that I've got a category which is my biggest disappointment of the year. And the Northman is my biggest disappointment. It's not to say that I don't like the Northman, but I was expecting. I think what I was disappointed with is that I think me and you wanted more Eggers, and the film is basically a toss up between Eggers trying to do his thing and the studio trying to release a Viking movie that can sell to people.
Yeah.
And that's why it just doesn't achieve. It doesn't hit.
It's neither one nor the other.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Can't pick a lane.
It can't pick a lane, and it ends up having some very Eggery moments, and then just some really just sort of run of the mill sort of action adventure story tropes that.
Yeah, we should do one on it.
Yeah, we should actually.
Considering the Lighthouse, we should do that and the Witch as well. The Vavitch.
Yeah, the fucking Vavitch. Yeah, love that shit.
The Eggers extravaganza.
Yeah. Pure eggs.
Pure eggs.
Pure eggs.
No
mate.
Benedict.
Just the eggs.
Just the eggs.
So, what was your worst film of the year? I already know what it is, but you want to just say it again? You're bad.
Oh, it's Wild Mountain Thyme. That's the worst film of the year. One of the worst films I've seen in a long fucking time. For anyone who cares, just check out the trailer for Wild Mountain Thyme. I don't think I need to say anything more on that subject.
Can we do like a Cats thing where we watch it and just get drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We should do a commentary on it.
Is it one of those? Is it one of those?
Yes, it is. Oh my god,
brilliant,
yeah.
Brilliant.
There's this, just the fucking like, this is what Irish people are like kind of thing. Where this is what they think Irish people are like. Oh, insulting, like downright xenophobic at points, intentionally or otherwise. It's like, you know, not necessarily out of malice, but out of ignorance. But it's like, this is some very tasteless, like Christopher Walken doing an Irish accent. Need I say more?
Just check out the trailer. It's fucking.
God, yeah.
Bad.
There's like the worst. My favorite line in the film because it's so fucking dumb. It's when Christopher Walken's like near the end, and he's like on a bed, and he's like, "Oh, come in here, son. I need to talk to you." Because I can't do a Christopher Walken trying to do an Irish accent. I have no idea.
No, that's impossible.
Like,
only he can.
It's
do
literally
that voice.
impossible.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You can't impersonate. You can't do an impersonation that ridiculous plus an accent on top of it. It's too much. Yeah. But yeah, he's talking to his son, and just Irish whimsy bollocks stereotype of dialogue where he's like, "I saw a star near the horizon. You ever seen that before?" It's like, what, you mean fucking space? Because it's all around and all in color. What the fuck are you talking about, you silly man? Just full of
you
stuff
ever
like
seen
that. And there's
that big thing and big old white
Sky?
thing in the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, but the moon, it's
there's
crazy.
another line. It's like, Mad O'Malley, she's the daughter of Mad O'Malley, and that man's as mad as a full moon. And it's like, what does that mean? What are you saying? Like, you know,
It's mad as a full moon. Really getting into that
full moon. There's a lot of we should play a drinking game with it because there's a lot of like, take a drink every time there's like an Irish person peering over a cobbled wall. Do you know what I mean? A lot of cobbled walls in this film.
Oh my god.
A lot of like, oh now. Well, I hear you're racist now, father.
What's going on over there?
Yeah. What's going? Well, there's one point I think they're are they at a birthday or a wake? I can't fucking remember.
Oh, whatever. Very Irish both alternatives, isn't it? Probably.
Old Irishman wanders up to them, who apparently is like a very big actor in Ireland, so this must have been humiliating for him. He's like, "Oh, need to be careful. There's something wrong with the trifle," and then just wanders away again. Like, what the fuck fuck is that? What's going on? When's that gonna happen?
And then did they go diddly-diddly-diddly-diddly, like that was supposed to be a joke?
Oh, it's full of that. No, not then, but it's full of that. You know, it's like the opposite of Banshees of Inisherin, which is like gritty,
maybe that one
Civil War Ireland.
Maybe that one moment with the guy talking about the trifle was just the director trying to plead for help. There's something wrong with the trifle. He looks into the camera like, help me. Run.
Run. I mean this film.
Get out. Run.
Get out.
You won't live. Before they close the doors.
It's a legendarily bad film. Like, you've got to see. We need to get drunk and watch that at some point. Do one with Anna.
Well, let's just hope that Emily Blunt and Christopher Walken can never think about that point in their careers again.
I'm sure. I can't. If I ever meet them, I'll be like, so on that in time. For fuck's sake! Someone.
Emily's just like, shut up, please. I beg.
Fuck up.
Please just shut the fuck up.
Please. Yeah. I beg you. Please.
Something wrong with this trifle.
There's something wrong with trifle. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, a lot of. And then no, I can't. I mean, we'll get to it, but like the whole revelation, dumbest thing.
Oh yeah, you've told me.
Weirdest thing. Oh god, we won't get into that. But
I'm not even exaggerating. But when Sean told me what the revelation is, I was literally like jaw open, wasn't I, Sean? Like utterly speechless.
You were flabbergasted.
I was actually flabbergasted. I couldn't speak. I actually couldn't speak. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers.
Insanity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just fucking. I don't understand. I've read interviews as well afterwards because I had to know. I was like, I have to understand.
No, don't go down that rabbit hole, mate. Don't.
That's the thing. Like, John Hamm talks about it. He's like, yeah, no one really knows what that was about. The director, I asked the director, and he was like, well, sometimes people feel they're different from what they are. And it's like, what the fuck? That's it. Like, no one gets. No one gets it.
This is
the
a
people
bet.
who were in the film don't get it.
Yeah, this is a bet. This has to be some sort of bet loss. Like, it's the only explanation. Like, pulling out an ending out of a hat and seeing if people will just fucking roll with it.
Yeah. Weirdest thing is the guy who made this did the film Doubt.
Oh, what, the really good film with what's her name?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep,
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Wow. Okay.
Let me just double check that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy who made Leon also made Lucy, so I guess no one's safe making a bit of a dud in their career.
Yeah, he did. It's the director John Patrick Shanley.
Yeah, did Doubt.
But fuck. Yeah, Doubt, A Parable, and Moonstruck. But yeah, fucking hell. Awful film. Like, fucking terrible. Fun, for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Fucking dire.
Wow, it has
we're talking a Cats level.
Yeah. 26% on Rotten Tomatoes and 42% on Metacritic. That is fucking bad.
Absolute pile.
That is a terrible score.
Fucking pile.
Oh, God, yeah. And a 5.3.
I have so much to say about it. I don't want to go into it.
It needs its own saga. Yeah.
What about yours? What was your worst film?
I just have one, and it's real low hanging fruit because everyone knows this is a bad film, but it's Moonfall. It's that stupid fucking film made by Emerald. What's his name? The guy does like fucking Roland Emmerich. Fucking dumb, stupidest fucking film I've ever seen in my life. So fucking stupid. And Halle Berry does not. There's so little fucks given by her. It's actually quite hilarious. And I just can't. I mean, the only thing I will say is, what's his name from Game of Thrones is in it? Yeah. Oh my.
Samuel Tarly.
Yeah, he's the best thing in it by a mile.
Yeah.
Because this is, let's face it. I mean, not to give him discredit, but like this is like the biggest thing he's ever been in since Game of Thrones.
Sure.
So he's putting in the effort, and I really do appreciate it. Like he's doing a good job, and he's working with real tripe. But he comes across as a bit of a weird conspiracy loon. I watched this film very tired. It was on HBO in Taiwan, and I just ended up watching it, and I can barely tell you what even happened. It was so fucking dumb, so stupid. Visually, it's actually not bad. Some quite cool visuals. Just everything else, it's just one of those. It's like it's quite inoffensively bad because it's just one of those like brain melting films where it's like watching one of those like bad Anaconda films. It's like you kind of know exactly what you're getting yourself in for. It's not as offensively bad as Wild Mountain Thyme, which sounds like dire. That sounds like insultingly bad. It's just not good. It's just dumb, stupid. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it, really. I don't really want to give it much more of a fucking review because it's just really stupid.
Fair.
Just really fucking stupid. And it was over pretty quick. It was kind of like done.
Sure.
I didn't really feel much. There was a few lines. There was a few lines where I giggled, and that was about it. And yeah, that's it. It's quite funny. It's quite funny seeing. It was quite funny seeing Halle Berry just like not like really not give a shit. That was quite funny.
Right.
Patrick Wilson.
Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick Wilson's in it as well. It's the same. He's just it's like cardboard performance. Like really.
No, you got to like go. You might as well go ham.
I know, but that's the thing. As I
might as well.
John Bradley is the name of the Game of Thrones guy. I mean, he's got the memo. Do you know what I mean? He's got the memo. Mm-hmm. He's like, fuck it, why not? Yeah. But Halle Berry. I mean, Halle Berry is kind of just doing like it always feels like deliberately bad acting. She's just doing these like really silly deliveries, like really silly, kind of like amateur kind of deliveries. It feels very purposeful. Like she just really isn't like, you know what I mean? But Patrick he's just giving nothing, which you're right, it's a shame because he's the main kind of like driving force in it, and he's just very, very wooden, very cardboard because he's just not enjoying it at all. And I'll tell you what, it's got Michael Pena in it, that Latino actor from America.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's in it as well. Yeah. I like Michael Pena, but he's becoming a bit of a mark for bad films now. He's kind of like, he's in, some of the films he was in recently, he was in Chips.
Oh god,
yeah.
Chips, yeah.
He was in Fantasy Island. He's just been in a lot of not very good films. He was in Dora, The Lost City of God, the live action Dora. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he's getting paid a good amount of money, but he's kind of becoming that kind of like token. If you do a bad film, he's kind of in it now.
Another Rebel Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Bridesmaids excluded, and people seem to like Pitch Perfect, which I haven't seen. Yeah. But Rebel isn't it? No,
is she not?
Melissa McCarthy is, but Rebel's not in it as well.
Is Rebel not? I thought she was.
No, she is. She is. My mistake.
Yeah.
She is in Bridesmaids as well.
Yeah, I like Bridesmaids. It's not great. I'd put that in the meh category.
Yeah, it's solid in that film.
Good fun. That fucking guy from the IT grad, Chris O'Dowd's in that film.
Yes, Chris O'Dowd's in it as a police officer.
Such a weird casting. That's so weird. It's like, he's the handsome guy. What? Chris O'Dowd from IT crowd is like fucking heartful.
Sounds like sex. Irish. Bit of Irish beef, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a bit of Irish grass-fed beef is Chris O'Dowd. So yeah, that was my worst film of the year. Honestly, like as you said, the other films I just really didn't want to watch. Like you talked about Doctor Strange, and I just like really don't want to watch. Just don't want to watch it. I mean, I kind of do now because I'm curious. Because now I'm curious about what they've done.
Yeah.
But the other ones I just had no desire. Yeah, you said like a waste, right?
Waste of potential. And again, just one of those films again. I think only Everything Everywhere All at Once has retouched on it, but it's like when you do infinite multi-universe, it means there's infinite multi-universe. You don't have just one universe where it's like, this is the only universe that has this important book. It's like, but that doesn't make sense. It's infinite universes. There will be another one.
Yeah.
You can't say it's infinite, but also not. Multiverse, fine. Infinite, it's, you got to pick and choose. And again, just a waste of an idea. They just go to New York, but one's got flowers, one's all like broken up and apocalyptic, one's, normal New York.
Fucking hell.
But that's all they do. They just keep going to New York, essentially.
That's such that is such a waste. And compare that to Everything Everywhere. Michelle stands in front of a green screen and gets transported to like 1,000 worlds in a few seconds.
Yeah.
In that incredible sequence, where they just fucking got the amount of costume changes in that shot. It's just absolutely quickly. It's like a Formula One car. Do you know what I mean? They're like running on.
Probably
dress.
It probably is because it's like she's got to stand in relatively the same pose to center the camera as well. It's like they put a rig on her or something. So it's like Michelle can't stand it. It's been 2 hours and we still have 60 more costumes to get through. Come on, people! Come on!
She's losing water. She's losing fluids.
Get the salt solution in.
Salt.
Spray her down.
You're right,
We're
Michelle.
losing Michelle.
I'm alright. I'm getting there, yeah.
Not our star power. You're right, Michelle. Oh yeah, I'm fine. No, it's not all right,
It's not
Michelle.
alright. We love
We
you.
know it's fine.
Fucking James Hong's on the sideline, like just rooting her on, like, come on, Michelle, you can do it. Oh, what a legend.
Man.
But yeah, like you said,
Yeah, Doctor Strange just a bit crap.
bit crap.
Not terrible, but I mean,
Apparently the CG's not
another
great
Marvel
either.
film, but bad. Yeah, but I mean, I try not to get too far, but the CG at times is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I saw a little compilation before we start this episode, actually.
Right.
Worse Marvel CG, and there was a lot from the Doctor Strange film. There was a lot of clips from that film in particular. What it looks like a lot of like people standing in front of a green screen while the background moves, kind of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what
I think that's what
happens.
they just do with Disney now, is just they film in that one fucking studio. They do it for the Star Wars shows.
Yeah,
maybe Andor.
I thought we were done with that, man. I thought we were done with the days of George Lucas in that fucking warehouse with all the blue screen and like Samuel Jackson coming off set each day like, I don't know what I fucking did, you know what I mean? And we've you know, first it was like The Hobbit with like Ian McKellen coming off set and being like, what the fuck have I done? And now not a fan. And I guess it shows though, doesn't it? It shows though, doesn't it? Like, you know, people are getting more and more disenfranchised with it. And
Yeah, exactly. CG is just...
yeah.
I mean, when you abuse your talent and rush them that much anyway, it's going to suffer. But this is not sustainable. They can't like carry on demanding this much of CG artists in such a short period of time. And then CG, then the CG artists, and it's it's not their fault.
Oh god, yeah, it's not.
vicious
It's
circle.
absolute. No, it's nowhere. It's never their fault. I would say 9 times out of 10, it's
Cats
never.
is not their fault.
No, it's not. It's not. It's the studio. Like you
They
say,
knew it looked bad.
Yeah, they're not idiots.
Same with,
they're not blind.
It's the same with the Sonic film, right? Like, none of the people working on it, they all knew Sonic looked bad, but they didn't get to make that decision. It was only when the internet was like, this is awful. They're like, right, come in, fix it all again in like twice, in like half the amount of time, but you have to foot the bill because the CG studio, they don't get paid extra money to do extra work. If the client's essentially not satisfied, the studio has to front those costs themselves. It's the same that happened with Life of Pi, same that happens all the time, but the Sonic CG team, like they did God's work making that shit work and redoing everything before release, and then the studio went under. So people lose their fucking jobs all the time. All the time.
It's fucking.
The studio went under because it couldn't take the cost. It is criminal. It's wrong. It's
bullshit.
Those and it's the same with the Cat Studio.
Yeah. You're right. The Cat Studio, the exact same thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just accepted abuse.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a lot of game devs. I worry about the culture of crunch time. It's more of like just an accepted standard. That's not okay. It's not okay.
What I hate the most is that those executives, the studio will go under. And those executives will take a bit of the payout. They've lost their high-paying jobs. And in the meantime, who are working, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week, just fucking...
Now don't have a job.
Just get, out of a job now. It's like, great.
Yep.
Great. Yeah, I hope your vanity project was fucking worth it because people are unemployed now. Like, good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Ang Lee, for starting that fucking standard, you prick.
Yeah, I know, right?
With Life of Pi.
And then complaining about it. With them. The audacity.
Yeah.
What fucking...
Oh, yeah,
sorry,
the arrogance. Fucking arrogance.
Yeah, what a fucking twat.
Bleep that.
Yep. But he is. But he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was.
But I was.
No, she protested. But she is a lady. I was, though. We need to do an episode on The Last Duel.
Yeah, we do. Because that's a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film that absolutely failed, sadly.
Yeah. It'd be good. We could talk about that and then to talk about, why it failed.
House of Gucci.
Oh, House of Gucci.
Woo!
I'm doing a voice.
Blowing out the audio level.
Yeah. But yeah, where were we?
Okay, now.
I guess we're on to our last bit now, which is honourable mentions.
Yeah, I've already made a bit of a mess of mine, so sorry about that.
That's all right. Shall I read out a few of mine then?
I'll do mine really quickly as
yours.
recap, even though we've touched them. But honourable mentions of not just things I've seen for the first time, but also things I've seen again this year. But Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family, Primal Season 2, The Gentleman, The Fifth Element, Leon, we're doing an episode on that, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, Castle.
Castle. Oh, mate, that's your show of 2022, right?
It probably is, to be
Yeah,
honest. Those
yeah.
I've watched and enjoyed. Watch Castle, guys. It's so fucking fun. It knows exactly what it is. It's that kind of thing. Plague Tale, Bullet Train, Shifu, Rain World, Pathologic 2, The Forest. Some of these again, some of these are films. God, this is... Sorry.
No,
this is a
that's the
mess.
whole point of one of my mentions. Just anything. Just everything. Yeah.
Belle, Inside Job, Fallout Shelter, Warframe, and My Dad Wrote a Porno. That podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's great, right?
And introduced me a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable. No, it is great.
Yeah.
It is great. But there's times where it's just like, oh, God.
Yeah, please
oh, God. But no, it is good fun.
Yeah.
It is good fun. Yeah. It's the way it got big. I'm glad she introduced me. It is really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I've only got 9. I've got honourable mention to Bullet Train, 1899, the new Netflix show by the guys who made Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fucking great.
Nice.
Inside Job, because I've had fun with that. Again, it's meh. Yeah, it's good though. I've had fun. I've had good. Shout out to Beyonce and her new album came out this year. It's actually pretty banging. It's actually
okay.
a bit of a banger. It's a lot of
nice.
bit of a throwback to kind of 90s garage, but in a kind of cool
Oh.
way. Yeah, it was very
Interesting.
surprised that I actually sat and listened to a whole Beyonce album. I was like, I'm digging it. Foles brought out a new album this year called Life Is Yours, which is a banger. I do like that album. It's really good.
Good novels.
Smile brought out an album. Again, this is very biased because it's half the members of Radiohead forming a new band.
Right.
But there are some really, because it's Johnny Greenwood and Tom York with a new drummer and a new bassist, and so it's a bit more electronic and a bit more cinematic than Radiohead. So there were some really cool tracks on that were different enough from Radiohead, but had that familiar feel to it. But because obviously Johnny's gone away and did a lot of composition, and so has Tom. With Suspiria and stuff, so they've got this kind of cinematic background, both of them. And Tom does a lot of electronic music now. He's one of the producers for Monkey Town Records, so he's always had his finger in that pie. So it's nice to see them kind of branch away and do this kind of experimental album with a new band. It's good. I liked it.
Nice.
I saw the Electric Life of Lewis Wayne for the first time this year. With Benedict Cumberbatch, about the guy who draws cats, and that is fucking brilliant. But that came out in 2021, so that's why it's getting the honourable mention. But that's a really great film. I would recommend it. I know everyone's a little bit Cumberbatched out, bit of Cumberbatch fatigue, but it's a very
too much batch.
Yeah, it's a very, very good film. It's a 4:3 ratio. Everything looks like a painting. It's just so beautifully shot. It's just incredibly shot. Okay. So beautifully shot. And just really heartfelt film. Absolutely in floods of tears by the end of it. Wasn't expecting to like it that much, but really, really nice film. Love, Death and Robots. The new season came out this year, and I think it's as good as the first season. Yeah, it's kind of rekindled. It's kind of rekindled because the other seasons were kind of meh, but I almost enjoyed nearly every episode of the last season. Particularly, and obviously the big one is the Conquistador guy with the weird lake lady, which is just fucking, just outrageous.
That's something else.
Yeah, there's a great episode. Skrillex does the music. That's also great fun. There's a few other episodes in that. Yeah, fucking Honey Bear. Fucking Honey Bear.
Yeah. Fucking Honey Bear.
Oh god, yeah, and that one directed by Lynch, actually, the crab monster one at the beginning. That was
Fincher.
Fincher did that. Yeah, that's it. Because he's the
Fincher.
executive producer on it, isn't he?
He is.
On Love Death. Yeah,
the crab one was great.
Yeah. And I'm listening and reading Pet Sematary this year, and I listened to Horus Heresy, which is the first Warhammer 40k fiction I've ever consumed, and it was just great to listen to. I wouldn't read it. I would never.
The time to jump. Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't read that. No. I just I wouldn't read it. It's just I think I get a headache. It was lovely to listen to it. It felt like a historical podcast. It was just great to listen to it, and the guy reading it out is just the Don. He's got such a great voice for it. What were you going to say? Sorry, it's never a best time.
I was going to say now's the time for it with Cavill going on to make
40K. Fucking Cavill.
Interesting.
He's such a nerd, isn't he?
Yeah, a real one.
What a fucking nerd. Yeah, that'll be...
You goddamn nerd.
That'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting. I have no idea which way this could go, because it's Amazon, but it's also Cavill. So, after Rings of Power, you know, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
There doesn't seem to be any quality control there.
I've just written down a bunch of other stuff that came out this year that I don't think deserve to be talked about, but just to remind us that this all came out. All Quiet on the Western Front came out this year. Apparently that's really good.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah. The Bones and All with Timothée Chalamet. Like, again, I think people are getting really fucking fatigued with Timothy.
Right.
I've heard very mixed things about it. Some people say it's terrible. Some people say it's really good. The Menu came out this year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
It's very standard.
Yeah, it looks like a standard version of Knives Out. I don't know. It just looks like a bit of a more vanilla.
To me, it looks more like we'll do Midsommar, essentially.
Oh,
but with
right,
that, rich debutantes go to a location where they're cut off, and it gets weirder and weirder and crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and it gets all fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. Men came out this year, which... no one's talking about. Apparently, it was very meh. Men by Garner. Menly Men came out. Yeah.
Oh God!
Alex
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Which fucking no one is talking about. Which is a shame because I mean I love Alex, but yeah, apparently it's very meh. Have you seen it?
No. I forgot it existed. Yeah, the trailer. Yeah. I remember the trailer. No. 68%. Yeah, menly men.
Enola Holmes 2 came out this year, Sean.
Oh yes.
Why?
Let's get down to brass tacks, all right?
Yeah, the real.
This is what the people want.
I'm just gonna say it now. I really don't like the main actress. I don't even remember her name now.
Millie Bob
Brown
no,
Thornton.
That's Billy Bob Thornton.
Millie Bob Brown or something.
Millie Bobby Brown.
I'm just not a fan of her. She's an okay actress.
Right.
Enola Holmes.
I haven't seen her in enough.
Enola Holmes. That's what I mean. So what I've seen so far is like she plays the girl in Stranger Things, which she doesn't really have. You know, she's quite quiet and that. She's good in it. She's good in it. Enola Holmes. She's trying to be a bit more cocky. Henry Cavill's in that as well, which is quite funny. But
I know that's something about that in the game design class. I was like, I'm sorry, but that's one of those. It's like, I'm Sherlock Holmes. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You don't look like him. You don't feel like him. I'm sorry, Henry.
Yeah, no.
People say it's like you're not Sherlock Holmes. I mean, I haven't seen the film to be fair, but it's like this isn't Sherlock Holmes. Come the fuck on.
I'm
all for a reinterpretation, but this is this is ridiculous.
What is it? It's like
come on now.
Me and you always say where it's like, you know, in action films where they have like it's like Dwayne the Rock Johnson where he's like, yeah, I'm just a normal everyday guy. Like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. You're a fucking Adonis. Yeah. Like normal people don't look like you. You're
Olympian.
Like Jamie Foxx in Jamie Foxx in The Day Shift, where he's like, I'm just a normal guy cleaning pools. It's like, well, you're not. You're gorgeous. You're ripped. You're not a normal guy. Out of all your cover stories for your real vampire hunting job, it could have been anything but a pool cleaner. No, absolutely. Again, it like on that where it's like, you know, Dwayne Johnson working in accounts is like, I'm just a banker. It's like, well, you're not, are you? You're not. Stop it.
You look Come like on. You look like you should be in the council of gods deciding the fate of mortals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, I'm all for reinterpretation, but there's a limit, you know. It's like there's believability where it's like you don't look right. I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. I'm just a normal guy who loves his family.
No, you're not Jason Momoa. No, you're not.
Yeah. Stop it now.
The Night Job came out this year, didn't it, with Jamie Foxx?
Night Job. That's when a homeless guy gets you down and you get down and dirty at night, you know. And a day shift, night job's the sequel. Day shift and night job.
Night job.
Night job sounds suspicious and involving an anus. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that
involving a disused Chevy behind the back of a old disused Blockbusters. Yeah. Night Job. That was we saw that together, didn't we, Sean? That was Day Shift. That was fine.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, that was fine.
Cheeky little Jamie Foxx.
Just constantly going like, just for a regular guy like me.
Yeah, I know.
Regular guy job. It's like, you're Jamie Foxx. Yeah, you're not a regular guy. Your face is already too stunning to like be a regular guy, let alone everything else.
It's like,
come on.
You look like a showman every time you smile. You look like you're too charismatic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. What else? Fantastic Beasts came out this year. Secret of Dumbledore. Who cares? Like, does anyone care?
Oh
about
God,
that?
yeah. No.
No, I think even Harry Potter fans hate that shit, don't they? So it's
Yeah.
for no one. That whole series now is for absolutely no one now.
Yeah.
So that's great. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out this year.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I've watched all the Robotnik scenes, which are fucking. That's the only
fun?
the only bit of the films I've watched. Oh yes, oh man, it's Jim Carrey. He's back, baby. He's great in it.
Bad, baby.
He's fucking great in it.
Yeah.
Fucking love him. He's so good in it.
Yeah.
Just, for anyone who cares, just YouTube the Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik scenes. You'll have a great time, I promise you.
I'm going to really quickly skim through the rest of these because we'll just, Jurassic World Dominion came out. Apparently it was fucking terrible. No one cares. Morbius, this was the year
Because the
of
first two were so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the Morbius.
This was the Morbius year.
Morbius
time.
was a film.
Yeah, it was a film.
It was the most film.
Yeah, there was a camera, there was footage documented. It was a film. Yeah, it was.
It had
happened.
scene, and it was the most. It was the most an actor was on screen.
Both Pinocchios came out this year. I haven't seen either of them, but the Guillermo del Toro one came out and came out. Apparently the Disney one is terrible with Tom Hanks. That apparently is really bad. And
Of course.
the Guillermo del Toro one is apparently brilliant. Haven't seen them, but would
course.
like to check out Toro's one.
And I was going to say another brilliant film no one's really watched.
Yeah,
Typical
right.
Guillermo.
And everyone was
was it
so
with that
geared
guy?
up for it. They were like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it." And then again, like no fucking advertisement for it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
the Carnival one I saw with
The Cabinet of Curiosities.
something Alley, Nightmare Alley. That's it. I saw.
Oh, Nightmare
Yeah, I
Alley.
saw Nightmare Alley. I mean, that was well advertised, and yeah, I was like really geared up to see that. Again, like Pinocchio came out, I was like, shit, that film he's been talking about for years.
Yeah.
Years he's been banging on about Pinocchio, and it came out, and
This man can't get a break.
I know, oh God, I know. Even in Death Stranding, he was relegated to just Fat Man suit. Like, it wasn't even him, they just used his skin as a suit. It's like-
Yeah, but that's we won't get into that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. To me, it's like
it's
it's
disgusting.
actually fucking unethical.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Really
It's
quite
really
scary.
stupid. It's really-
no one's really bothered by this. Why?
No.
It's really fucking disturbing. It's really fucking disturbing.
I remember the first time ever someone brought that up. There was you, because when you brought that up, you reminded me. My brother was saying when he was playing Guitar Hero, where they used Jimi Hendrix' Ghost, and he was like,
Yeah.
"This is disgusting. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
he would agree to this. Like,
Yeah.
to be part of this franchise."
Yeah, even being dead doesn't stop it. Even
Yeah.
you can't even own your own body anymore. Even your own body isn't yours to own.
Yeah.
Great, fucking great. Thanks, Kojima, for
Yeah.
for exacerbating an pre-existing problem.
Yeah.
Fucking sorry, but no.
No, it
really
is. It's
disturbing.
fucking, yeah.
It's wrong.
It's really not on.
wrong.
It's really
I don't-
not on.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what the material is, even if it's like, oh, it's just harmless or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. And you think that buck's going to stop? We've started it now.
Yeah.
And it's been accepted.
Yeah,
There's been no
Disney
pushback.
have already
What the
proven.
fuck?
Disney have already proven they will dig up any
Yeah, with
corpse,
Rogue One.
any corpse they want.
Yep.
You're not safe.
That's the thing. We're gonna have to put in our wills like you can't fucking
Use me.
do this.
Yeah, I do
My
not give
descendants
consent for my
can't
image
get
to be
my
used.
estate or,
Yep.
Yeah, my descendants can't do it, and you can't have some stupid byline where it's like, oh, it's the ghost of Sean.
Yeah.
You know,
No
hell.
likeness or name at all. Yeah.
no one's allowed to die.
No.
You know? Fuck. But anyway, sorry.
No.
Just, we'll go down a
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
just really quickly, there was a few films that I really wanted to see this year, but I didn't get a chance to, which was Fire of Love, that documentary about volcanoes. Boiling Point, about the chef who...
Okay.
Yeah. Decision to Leave, the Korean film, looked really good. And I really wanted to see Andor. I actually do, and I think I still will watch
Yeah,
Andor.
people say it's actually like one of their best, but no one cares because I guess you can only burn people so many times believing you.
Yeah, and Disney
keep
Plus is
making
not
shit,
cheap
they're not gonna
to
come
keep
back.
subscribing to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You keep, you keep burning people. They're not going to come along no matter what you make, whether
Yep.
it's good or not.
Yep.
But yeah, people seem to like Andor. But it's a shame because it's probably their least successul show.
Yeah.
So there
this
you
is
go.
it.
And Disney would be like, oh, people want shit, that's it. And it's like, no, you fed them shit for too long.
I do want to give. The Adam Project came out. Weirdly, quite good with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
About coming back in
Yeah.
time, meeting himself.
Yeah.
And finally, I just want to give a
know that.
big shout out to a film called Incantation, which is a Taiwanese horror film that I saw quite recently.
Yes, you sent me the trailer, yeah.
Yeah, super. Really lovely little indie horror film made in Taiwan. Again, it's going to obviously resonate with me a little bit more because I'm here living in Taiwan at the moment, so it's very familiar.
Sure.
I'm just, me and you are quite, when we watch horror, me and you are quite picky about horrors we watch, and you know how we both quite liked, we liked Insidious because it had quite good lore behind, quite a good world.
Yeah.
Incantation, it delves into Taoism and that kind of religious belief, and so for me that was I was super interested to get sucked into that. It's very unfamiliar, I'm all used to sort of like Christian demons, all that stuff. Very nice to kind kind of delve into Taoism, and sort of.
I didn't know Lao Tzu went in for
and
that
Buddhism.
Stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know Lao Tzu went into that stuff. I don't know Taoism a lot.
So it's all, they've got like loads of gods, haven't they? Like super amount of like these like local deities, and it's kind of a mixture between them and this sort of weird Buddhist thing. It's a kind of smashing amalgamation of like very weird sect of Buddhism and Taoism, and but what it really captures is the really uneasiness of it. There's a lot of like shots in the daytime, and I always love a horror film that makes you feel uncomfortable in the daytime. It's got a lot of that, and it goes into those kind of like, basically there's a lot of like, Taiwan is like full of shrines, full of these little tiny little shrines everywhere. Like you'll go into like the mountains and you'll look through a window and there's just this red light glowing, and if you look closer it's just someone's got a little shrine in their house, and it's always the same. There are always these little window boxes, always a red light, because red light means good luck, even though it's creepy as fuck. And there's always these little dolls of the eulogy or the entity that the deity that they're worshipping. So it's got this kind of creepiness to it that I thought was very nicely touched onto.
Nice.
It's a good film. I'd be interesting to see what you think about the overall message, because I think the message is quite conflicted. I think it's trying to present a overarching theme, but then kind of contradicts its own theme at the end. But also, what I will say is that I do like how down the rabbit hole it goes. With its kind of like horror aspects. I was happy with that. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You actually reminded me. I forgot about a horror film I saw called Barbarian.
Oh, okay. Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wrapping up, but it was okay. It was solid enough, and then there's literally this shot at the ending, this one shot that just shatters the atmosphere so irrevocably. It becomes funny. It's hard to describe without having seen it. Oh yeah, it's literally like it's one of those examples of like all it takes is like one misstep. Yeah, and you've like broken a lot of the vibe. But yeah, the shot that happened, ridiculous. It's just unintentionally fun. It's just weird. Strange film.
Yeah, I'm looking at some images now, and it looks really, really weird. Super weird.
One of those. Yeah. But there's very much a meta.
Yeah.
Do much.
It's got that actor in it.
It was fine.
It's got that actor in it. The guy with the black hair.
Justin Long.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah. God, he's one of those where it's like, your role is to be a bitch in every film. Like, what you do, that's your thing. You're pathetic. Yeah. You know? That's what you are. Bless him. He's great. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, he is, and he just pops up, doesn't he? Every now and then he just turns up and does his job very well.
Does his thing.
Yeah, there you go. 4.5 million budget, very low budget. Barbarian, yeah. But it's got a very good rating. But you're saying is it just kind of ruined at the end a little bit by this sequence of events?
I don't want to
don't say too much, obviously, but it's kind of like doesn't stick the landing.
I don't want to say ruined. It doesn't stick the landing. It fumbles the landing, absolutely. Yeah, and it just kind of ends. It's okay, but it's not great. Yeah, it feels a bit potential waste. But yeah, sorry, don't go on sidetrack. It just I forgot about that film.
Yeah,
I think that's everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess this year Smile came out as well, but I don't care. Smile.
No, people seem to like it, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember most critical being like,
"Oh yeah,
it's actually quite good.
It's quite good."
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. You know, my butt cheeks were so tight you couldn't get a pine needle up there with a jackhammer. But you know, so I give it a moist out of moist. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.
Cheers for that, Charlie. Cheers for that very obscure metaphor. Yeah, with your silly rating system at the end. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that is the funnest thing. Is whatever metaphor or simile is going to come up with. That's half the fun.
Well, mate, well done. That was it then. That's our wrap up of 2022. It's 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's not as long as The Lighthouse.
No, still not. But then again, we could have gone into so much more detail.
Yeah.
But we both got shit to do today.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I guess your top film of the year then. What was it again? Just to run it by.
Of the year. Sorry, I've just got just a toss up, but Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely.
Yeah, so same for me then. Yeah. That's the big one.
Done great.
Yeah, your best game of the year.
Elden Ring.
Can't
deny. Even though I haven't beaten it and I've had burnout, I can't deny.
It's a game changer.
How much joy I got out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. I'm pretty sure I would put it as number one. So by default, it's fallen into Stray.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So your top game is Stray. Top film.
Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Nice. Without a doubt. The more as we started talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is definitely film of the year for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And then top Animu.
Top Animu's Dress Up Darling, unashamedly.
Spy X.
Oh, yep, Spy X Family.
Unashamedly, Spy X Family. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was gonna say, like, is there anything you're looking forward to next year? But honestly, I don't know, mate. I'm so out of touch. I'm just like,
same.
I don't know.
I haven't been a bit busy, you know.
Yeah.
It looks like this coming year, at least for games, I was looking at the Game Awards, going to be a bit of a quieter one. There's nothing particular except for Resident Evil 4 remake, which
What
again.
about Death Stranding 2?
I mean,
mate? What about Death Stranding 2, mate?
Oh,
Mate.
Death Stranding.
Mate.
Smelly clothes.
Blow your nose.
Touch your toes. Don't be numb and read us. Don't be numb and read us.
Protect your fetus.
Oh man, well, okay, keep an eye. Watch this space for anyone who cares. We'll be doing a playthrough of Death Stranding 2.
Yeah,
we're not doing Death Stranding 1 again. Like, you'll have to figure out what's going on your own for that. But
yeah, I guess
we'll do it.
I guess in terms of like what me and Sean will be doing next year for the channel, I guess we'll be doing way more games. Streaming more games. We're going to try and get the streaming service up properly for like our PS5 and do some proper playthroughs. Put that on the channel as well, because it has been a bit dominated by films, and I think we both agreed we didn't want that to be the case with the channel. We wanted to go into different medias and stuff and touch up on a bunch of stuff that we just like talking about. Really, I mean, as you've probably told by now, as you can tell by now, we love going on tangents about everything and anything. And just be a bit more consistent with our uploads. And I think this year we did have a huge break, but then we kind of got back into it, didn't we? And we started trying to do a bit more regular with these sort of podcasts. And it'll be nice to kick off the new year. What would you want to do then for New Year? What do you want to go into? Belle, or like what would you like to get into?
I think Belle would be a good one. Get it done and out your head kind of thing. Otherwise that film's going to hang over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we get on Belle and we stream probably Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
To start with.
Yeah.
See what we can make with that. And Sons of the Forest out as well. So see if I can get through the forest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
maybe look at Sons of the Forest. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You can follow us on Twitch. Is it twitch.tv / for anyone who cares, or lowercase, one word?
I honestly don't know.
Sorry. For anyone who cares on Twitch, that's how much I've been using it. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. But yeah, we've got a Twitch channel. Feel free to check it out. Yeah. Sure we'll get some knockoff crap website at some point. Like, we'll make a really bad Wix.
It'll be a bad Wix site. And hopefully we'll get sponsored by
Wix. Yeah. Once we start getting sponsorships, that's it, mate.
Wix, for when you just want to bang out some fucking little directory
yeah,
site.
Wix, when you have a short film you don't want to invest too much in. You need a site, that will crash in like a year. No one will go back to ever again.
Yeah.
One of those phantom sites.
Exactly.
They just litter the internet.
They do.
There's dead spaces.
Dead films, dead short student films, The whole interweb,
Oh, of course. Actually, we should probably go over Shade.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the first order of business. We should get Shade done.
Yeah, get Shade done. Finish that off. And I guess I reckon we both would have finished God of War by the time I get back to the UK. So maybe we could actually just do a proper game review.
Sure, Shade and God of War. Let's say that's like the first order of business because we'll be on the same light. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well.
All right. Well, I guess that's it, ladies and jelly spoons.
Yeah.
It's kind of
went through it all. Not again. Just sort of like didn't blow me away the year, but some pretty decent stuff.
In terms of AAA games, I think there's been some great stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of films, there's been a couple. Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's been more of a game year, hasn't it? Than
I think so.
Tell you what, it's been a fucking great year for anime.
and anime. Gotta get that anime in there. It's been a good waifu year.
Best girl, Sean.
Mm-hmm. Best girl. Yeah. Okay. Real quick. Best girl. It's got to be your Forger from Spy X Family. She's cute. She's deadly. She's a little bit thick. She looks great in that jumper dress thing
with the open back.
The tension with her and Lloyd just makes best makings of waifu.
Yeah.
Nightfall's cool as well. Nightfall's cool as well. But she's so ridiculous, which is kind of the point, I guess. But maybe they'll go something. Yeah. But it's got to be your Forger. And you? Top waifu?
Well, as much as I love Marin from Dress Up Darling, gonna have to agree. It's gonna be your Forger. She's just great fun, and particularly her dynamic with what's his name? Lloyd? Yeah, Lloyd. Lloyd. Just
Lloyd Forger.
Them two together are just fantastic.
Yeah.
Big shout out to
throw in Anya, and it's very cute.
Big shout out to Eye Patch Lady as well, who's just an absolute babe.
Yeah, big shout. Yeah. Such a babe, we don't even remember her goddamn name. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. Quickly. Chainsaw Man, Eye Patch Girl, Eye Patch Woman. Thanks, Google. Himeno or Himeno.
Himeno, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Honourable mention to Himeno.
And Power, I guess, as well.
And Power.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, thank you very much, Sean, for sitting down and doing it again. And
you too, man. Yeah, good fun.
Tell you what,
I must do it a bit more regular.
Yeah.
That way they're not such huge chunks.
Yeah. And I'll let you know how Avatar is.
Yes, please do. You'll be going to see that very soon, surely.
Yeah, I'll be seeing that in an hour. No, we'll leave
Avatar
it.
2,
in like 40
The Way
minutes,
of Blue.
So yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. But let you get ready.
Avatar 2 could go straight in as biggest disappointment of the year. It could take over from the North.
Yeah, we shall see.
It could go straight in there, or it could top the fucking list. I doubt it's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I just in terms of filmmaking,
highly doubt that.
It deserves. It's like that's two guys making a movie out of passion and love, very modest budget, and this is like James Cameron just like I don't know. He'll die making these films, won't he? He'll die.
Probably. What a shame. It's like I don't know. Even looking at it, it's like it doesn't really look that different to the first one. Graphic, the CG, or it's taken so goddamn long.
I have heard.
Surely not water.
I've heard that the trailer visuals are not rendered to the quality of the cinematic ones that you'll see in the cinema.
Okay.
This might just be one of those things that people say.
If that's even true, that's such a desperate ploy to get people in. That's how little faith they have.
You know what it feels? It feels like one of those things where it's like, oh, if a bird shits on you, it's good luck. It's like people just say that to make themselves feel better, don't they?
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're covered in shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you can metaphorize it all you want. You're covered in poo.
And that's a great way to end the podcast.
Yes. On that note.
Cheers, Sean. Thank you, mate. Speak to you next year.
Cheers, Tom. Same to you.
Right.
Yeah. Speak to you. Not soon next year either. The end of next year.
We'll do 23 roundup. Yeah. Nice one, mate. All right, bud.
All right,
Cheers,
mate.
bud. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Thanks everyone for joining us. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.